My child, stop. Before you move another inch, answer me this. Are you really going to deny me 1 minute? I am not asking for your schedule. I am not demanding your entire day. I am asking for 60 seconds of your full attention. You give your minutes to worry, to noise, to endless scrolling. But will you give one to me? Stay here. Do not treat this like another message passing through your feed. This is not casual. This is intentional. I brought you to this exact moment because something in your life is about to shift, and it begins with your willingness to pause. Listen closely. Let these words reach you before distraction steals them. What you decide in the next few moments matters more than you think. Stay until the end, because this minute could change your direction forever. My child, before you let your attention drift somewhere else, I want you to slow down and hear me clearly. You are always moving. Your thoughts are racing even when your body is still. You carry responsibilities, conversations, deadlines, expectations. I see how quickly your mind jumps from one thing to another. And right here, in this small space of time, I am asking you something simple and honest. Are you really going to deny me 1 minute? I am not asking for an hour. I am not asking you to rearrange your life. I am asking for 60 seconds of your undivided heart. You give minutes away all day long without thinking. You give them to worry. You give them to memories that drain you. You give them to screens that leave you feeling emptier than before. And I stand here, not offended, not angry, just quietly asking if I may have a moment with you. You might feel a little resistance as you read this. Maybe your first instinct is to move on. Maybe you tell yourself you will come back later. But you and I both know how often later disappears. I know how easy it is for you to promise yourself you will slow down tomorrow. You have been saying that for a while now. I am not bringing this up to shame you. I am speaking to you because I care about what is happening beneath the surface of your life. You have been running on empty in ways you do not even admit out loud. You have been holding tension in your shoulders, tightness in your chest, thoughts that do not let you rest. I feel all of that with you. When you are overwhelmed, I am not distant. When you feel stretched thin, I am aware. And in the middle of that, I am asking for 1 minute because I know what can happen in that space when you actually let me in. You may wonder why I care so much about a single minute. It is because your heart shifts in small increments. Your direction changes in quiet decisions. When you choose to pause with me, something inside you softens. You step out of survival mode. You stop reacting to everything around you. You remember that you are not alone in this life you are trying so hard to manage. I see how you try to control outcomes, how you calculate possibilities, how you prepare yourself for disappointment just in case. You think that staying tense keeps you safe. It does not. It only keeps you tired. If you would give me 1 minute, you would feel that you do not have to brace yourself all the time. You do not have to anticipate the worst before it happens. You can breathe. You can let your guard lower. You can allow me to hold what you have been gripping so tightly. And I want you to notice something else. You rarely hesitate to give time to things that do not love you back. You will sit with anxious thoughts for hours. You will replay a hurtful comment over and over. You will scroll through endless opinions from people who do not even know your name. Yet when I ask for a minute, you pause. Not because you do not care, but because closeness feels unfamiliar. Silence feels uncomfortable. You are used to noise. You are used to distraction. Being still with me means you might actually feel what has been buried. It means you might hear the truth about yourself that contradicts the harsh voice in your head. It means you might realize you have been harder on yourself than I ever have, and that vulnerability makes you uneasy. But I am not here to expose you. I am here to steady you. You have been telling yourself that you will give me more time when life calms down. But your life has seasons, and each season carries its own pressure. If you wait for perfect conditions, you will always be waiting. I am not asking for perfect circumstances. I am asking for your willingness right now, in the middle of your unfinished tasks and unanswered questions. I know what is on your mind as you read this. I know the practical concerns tugging at your attention. I know the quiet fear you have not spoken to anyone about. I am not asking you to solve it before you come to me. I am asking you to bring it with you into this minute. You might not even know what to say to me. That is fine. You do not need polished words. You do not need spiritual language. I am not grading your prayers. I am not evaluating your tone. If all you can offer me is a sigh, I will receive it. If all you can manage is a simple thought of "I'm tired," I hear it. I would rather have your honest exhaustion than a rehearsed performance. When I ask for 1 minute, I'm asking for something real. I'm asking you to let your defenses drop for just a breath. To let yourself be known instead of managed. You have felt alone in ways you have not fully admitted. Even when you are surrounded by people, there is a part of you that feels unseen. You wonder if anyone truly understands the pressure you carry. I do. I understand the weight of expectations you place on yourself. I understand the quiet disappointment when you feel you have not measured up. I understand the fear that you might disappoint others again. In 1 minute with me, you do not have to impress anyone. You do not have to explain yourself. You do not have to justify your choices. You can just be. So I ask you again, gently and without force, are you really going to deny me 1 minute? Not because I need your attention to survive, but because you need this connection to thrive. You need to remember that you are not walking through this world unsupported. You need to feel that someone sees beyond your productivity and performance. I am not chasing you. I am inviting you. I am standing here with patience, not pressure. If you stay, even for this small space of time, you will begin to sense the difference. You will feel the shift from striving to resting. You will feel the quiet assurance that you are held. That is why I ask, not to take from you, but to give to you. My child, stay with me and lean in closer now. I want you to look at your life honestly, not with guilt, but with clarity. You are investing your best energy somewhere. You are pouring your focus into something. Every day, your minutes become momentum. They stack up quietly and shape your direction. And I need you to see what has been shaping you. You wake up, and before your feet even touch the floor, your mind is already racing ahead. You check notifications. You scan for problems. You prepare for prayer. You step into the day as if you are already behind. You have trained yourself to respond instantly to everything except me. Think about that gently. You respond to emails. You respond to expectations. You respond to fear. Yet when I reach toward you, you hesitate. You pause. You say you will return later. I am not condemning you. I am asking you to notice. Because what you respond to first becomes what rules you most. Right now, I want you to pause and examine something deeper. You have been loyal to worry. You have been faithful to fear. You have shown up for stress with more consistency than you have shown up for peace. And I say that not to wound you, but to wake you. You give hours to anxious thinking and call it responsibility. You replay conversations in your head and call it preparation. You imagine worst-case scenarios and call it wisdom. But that is not wisdom. That is weariness disguised as caution. That is tension pretending to be control. I see how heavy that has made you. You feel like you are always bracing for impact, always adjusting, always calculating. And while you are doing that, your spirit grows quiet. Your soul grows thin. You feel drained and you cannot even explain why. Let me speak to you plainly. You were not created to live on constant alert. You were not designed to be ruled by pressure. You were formed for peace, for present, for partnership with me. Come closer in your thoughts right now. Imagine your minutes as seeds. Every minute you plant grows something. When you plant worry, you harvest exhaustion. When you plant resentment, you harvest restlessness. When you plant distraction, you harvest distance from your own heart. I am not exaggerating when I say your minutes matter more than you think. They are small, but they are powerful. A single minute given to fear can spiral into hours of heaviness. But a single minute given to me can begin to shift your entire atmosphere. I want you to test that. Do not just nod at the idea. Try it. When anxiety starts to rise, stop. Turn toward me immediately. Do not wait until it overwhelms you. Interrupt it. Say my name. Breathe. Invite me in before the spiral tightens. That small choice may feel insignificant, but it changes direction. It is subtle, but it is strong. You have believed that giving me time means losing productivity. That is a lie that has quietly shaped your schedule. You think you cannot afford stillness. You think you must keep moving or you will fall behind. But listen carefully to me. You cannot afford not to be still with me. You cannot afford to keep pouring your energy into what never fills you back up. I am not competing for your attention the way the world does. I am not loud. I am not flashy. I am steady. I am constant. I am patient. But do not mistake my gentleness for weakness. There is power in my presence. There is clarity in my quiet. There is strength in surrender. Give me your first minute tomorrow morning. Not your leftover minute. Not your exhausted minute. Give me your first thought. Invite me into your day before the noise floods in. Say, guide me. Say, steady me. Say, help me see clearly. Speak to me before the world speaks to you. Watch how your posture changes. Watch how your responses soften. Watch how your decisions grow wiser. And I want you to do something else. Take inventory of what you have been obeying. Yes, obeying. Because you obey whatever you consistently respond to. If fear whispers, and you follow its instructions, you have obeyed it. If comparison nudges you, and you measure yourself against others all day, you have obeyed it. If resentment knocks, and you let it stay in your thoughts, you have obeyed it. I am asking you to shift your obedience. Shift it toward me. When insecurity speaks, do not entertain it. Turn toward me. When anger rises, do not rehearse it. Bring it to me. When exhaustion hits, do not numb it with distraction. Sit with me in it. Let me carry it. You do not have to fight every battle in your own strength. In fact, you were never meant to. I know you are capable. I know you are intelligent. I know you are disciplined. But capability without connection leads to burnout. Discipline without intimacy leads to dryness. You have felt that dryness creeping in. You have felt moments where even your accomplishments felt hollow. That is because achievement cannot replace alignment. Success cannot replace peace. You can win externally and still feel empty internally. And I do not want that for you. I want you grounded. I want you anchored. I want you steady in a way that does not crumble when circumstances shift. So here is my invitation to you, clear and direct. Reclaim your minutes. Do not let them be stolen by endless scrolling or silent spirals. Guard them. Choose them carefully. Start small. Give me one deliberate minute in the morning. Give me one intentional minute in the middle of your stress. Give me one honest minute before you sleep. Do not overcomplicate it. Just talk to me. Just breathe with me. Just sit with me. Let it grow naturally. You will begin to notice something. Your reactions will change. Your patience will stretch. Your perspective will widen. Not because you forced it, but because you reposition your attention. You have been living as if your strength comes from constant effort. It does not. Your true strength flows from connection with me. When you stay connected, your courage deepens. Your decisions sharpen. Your heart stabilizes. When you disconnect, even small problems feel overwhelming. That is not weakness. That is design. You were built to function with me, not apart from me. So I am asking you now, deliberately and firmly, choose me first. Choose me before fear. Choose me before distraction. Choose me before comparison. Do not overthink this. Act on it. Shift your pattern. Guard your minutes. Give them to what actually gives back. I am not here to take from you. I am here to restore you. Stay with me. Lean into this shift. You will feel the difference sooner than you expect. My child, come closer in your thoughts and let me speak gently into something you rarely admit. You keep yourself busy because silence feels uncomfortable. You fill your days with movement, your evenings with noise, your mind with constant input. You tell yourself that you are simply being productive, that you are staying informed, that you are keeping up. But beneath all of that activity, there is a quiet fear. You are afraid that if you slow down, if you sit still without distraction, certain thoughts will rise to the surface. Regrets might resurface. Questions you push aside might come back. Emotions you carefully contain might demand your attention. So you stay in motion. You keep scrolling. You keep playing. You keep reacting. And in doing so, you avoid the deeper conversation waiting inside you. I see that. I understand that. And I am not here to expose you harshly. I am here to invite you safely. Let me tell you something with clarity and care. Silence is not your enemy. Stillness is not a trap. It is a doorway. It may feel intimidating at first because it removes the distractions that help you cope. But what waits for you in that quiet space is not condemnation. It is connection. When you avoid silence, you are not just avoiding uncomfortable thoughts. You are also avoiding the healing that could follow them. You have carried things for years without fully processing them. You have stacked memories like boxes in a back room of your heart. You labeled them later and shut the door. But those boxes still exist. They still influence how you react. They still shape how you see yourself. If you give me 1 minute of real stillness, I will help you open those boxes carefully. I will not overwhelm you. I will not force you to relive pain recklessly. I will sit with you as you unpack what needs to be unpacked. Right now, I want you to do something deliberate. Stop resisting the quiet. Stop treating stillness as something to escape. When you feel the urge to grab your phone just to avoid a heavy thought, pause instead. Stay present. Invite me into that exact moment. Say, I am uncomfortable. Say, I do not like this feeling. Speak honestly. Do not filter it. I can handle your discomfort. I can handle your doubt. I can handle your frustration. You are not protecting me by staying distracted. You are only postponing your own healing. And you deserve healing. You deserve clarity. You deserve relief from the constant mental noise that has been exhausting you. You have mistaken distraction for relief. You scroll to soothe yourself. You consume content to quiet your mind. You seek entertainment to numb tension. It works temporarily, but it never resolves what is underneath. That is why the restlessness returns. That is why the unease resurfaces at night. That is why your mind races when the room finally grows dark. The quiet you fear during the day eventually finds you anyway. And when it does, it feels heavier because you have postponed facing it. I am offering you a different approach. Come to me first. Bring me the restless thought before it multiplies. Bring me the unresolved memory before it grows sharp. Sit with me in that stillness and let me speak truth over what you are feeling. You may be thinking that this sounds difficult. At first. Growth often feels unfamiliar. Healing can feel vulnerable. But avoiding it has cost you more than facing it ever will. You have spent so much energy trying to outrun your own emotions. You have rehearsed scenarios in your mind to protect yourself from disappointment. You have guarded your heart so tightly that even joy sometimes struggles to enter. That is not weakness. It is survival. But survival is not the same as freedom. I want you free. I want you steady. I want you whole. Listen carefully to this invitation. Create intentional quiet. Set aside a few minutes where you do not reach for anything external. No music. No scrolling. No multitasking. Just you and me. Breathe slowly. Let your thoughts surface. When they do, do not panic. Hand them to me one by one. If guilt rises, give it to me. If anger appears, do not suppress it. Bring it into my presence. If sadness sits heavily on your chest, acknowledge it. I will not shame you for what surfaces. I will guide you through it. That is what I do. I restore. I renew. I realign. You have been telling yourself that you will deal with certain things when you feel stronger. But strength grows in the facing, not in the avoiding. You do not become prepared for healing by postponing it. You become prepared by stepping into it with me. I am not asking you to solve your inner conflicts alone. I am asking you to stop running from them. Let me walk with you through them. Let me untangle the confusion. Let me correct the lies that have shaped your self-image. There are beliefs about yourself that you have carried for years that are simply not true. You think you are less capable than you are. You think you are more flawed than you are. You think you are defined by your worst moments. Those distortions persist because you have not slowed down long enough to challenge them with truth. So I am commanding you gently now. Stop avoiding the quiet. Choose stillness intentionally. Not as punishment, not as obligation, but as invitation. When discomfort arises, do not immediately escape. Stay. Breathe. Talk to me. Ask me what is real and what is fear. Ask me what is truth and what is distortion. I will answer. It may not be loud. It may not be dramatic. But it will be steady. It will be clear. And over time, that clarity will reshape how you see yourself and your future. You do not have to be afraid of your own heart. I created it. I understand it. There is nothing inside you that shocks me. There is nothing inside you that disqualifies you from my presence. So do not run from the quiet. Walk into it with me. You will find that what you feared most becomes the place where you feel most understood. Stay with me in this process. Let silence become sacred instead of scary. That is where deep healing begins. My child, there is something else weighing on you, even if you rarely speak it aloud. Part of you believes you have drifted too far. You look at your habits, your inconsistencies, your doubts, and you quietly conclude that you are not as close to me as you once were. You compare your current self to who you used to be. You measure your devotion by emotion. You assume that because you feel distant, you must be distant. Let me correct that gently but firmly. Your feelings are not always reliable indicators of reality. You may feel far, but that does not mean you are far. In fact, the very fact that you are listening right now tells me your heart still longs for connection. You have allowed small compromises to convince you that you are disqualified. You have replayed certain mistakes so often that they feel like permanent labels. You think your inconsistency has disappointed me beyond repair. But listen to me carefully. I do not withdraw my presence because you struggle. I do not retreat because you doubt. I do not erase you because you fail. You are not held in my hand because you perform perfectly. You are held because you belong to me. There is a difference between drifting and being abandoned. You may have drifted in your focus, but you have not been abandoned. I have remained near. I have watched over you even in seasons when you barely acknowledged me. Right now, I want you to release the assumption that you must fix yourself before returning fully to me. That assumption has kept you stuck. You tell yourself that once you correct certain habits, once you regain spiritual discipline, once you feel more worthy, then you will draw close again. But that logic keeps you in delay. Come as you are. Do not wait until you feel improved. Do not postpone connection until you feel polite. Bring your unfinished self. Bring your inconsistent self. Bring your questioning self. I am not waiting for a perfected version of you. I am waiting for your willingness. You have also believed that I am disappointed more often than I am pleased. That belief has shaped your posture toward me. You approach me cautiously a step in correction instead of compassion. Yes, I guide. Yes, I refine. But my heart toward you is not dominated by frustration. I see your effort. I see the quiet choices you make to resist temptation. I see the moments when you choose integrity even when no one would notice if you did not. I see the battles you fight internally. You focus on your failures. I see your growth. You focus on your slips. I see your direction. There is a larger picture unfolding that you cannot fully see yet. Let me speak directly into your self-doubt. You are not too far gone. You are not spiritually expired. You are not beyond restoration. Those thoughts do not come from me. They come from fear and from comparison. You compare your journey to others and assume you are lagging behind. But your journey is uniquely yours. Your growth has unfolded through specific challenges, specific lessons, specific seasons. I am not measuring you against anyone else. I am shaping you according to the purpose I placed within you. I want you to do something courageous right now. Let go of the narrative that you have ruined your momentum. Let go of the internal script that says you are starting over from scratch. You are not starting from zero. You are building on every lesson you have learned, even the painful ones. Nothing you have walked through has been wasted. Even your missteps have taught you discernment. Even your detours have clarified what truly matters. I have used more of your story than you realize. Draw near without delay. Do not negotiate with shame. Do not entertain the idea that you must earn your way back into my presence. You never left my presence. You may have felt distracted, but I have not stepped away. Speak to me honestly about where you feel off track. Invite me into the habits you want to change. Ask me for strength in areas where you feel weak. Do not pretend. Do not perform. Be real. I respond to authenticity more than appearance. You are closer than you think. The gap you imagine is smaller than you perceive. When you turn your attention toward me, even slightly, you will sense that I was never as far away as you feared. There is no dramatic re-entry process required. There is simply a shift in focus. There is a decision to engage again. There is a willingness to trust that my grace is larger than your shortcomings. So come forward now. Step out of hesitation. Release the belief that you have missed your moment. Your moment is here. Your opportunity to reconnect is now. Do not let shame keep you distant. Do not let comparison convince you that you are behind. You are mine. You are seen. You are still deeply loved. And I am closer than your next breath, waiting not with disappointment, but with open arms and steady assurance that your story with me is far from over. My child, stay here with me because I want to touch something tender in you. You have carried yourself with strength for a long time. People see you as dependable. They lean on you. They come to you for advice, for stability, for solutions. You have become steady in the storms of others. You have been the calm voice, the responsible one, the one who keeps things from falling apart. And I am proud of your resilience. I see the courage it takes to keep showing up. But I also see the quiet cost of being strong for everyone else. You rarely let yourself be held. You rarely allow yourself to admit that you are tired. You push through pressure with a clenched jaw and a steady smile. You tell yourself that you can handle it. And for the most part, you do. But strength without rest becomes strain. Dependability without relief becomes depletion. And you have been closer to depletion than you admit. Let me speak clearly into your heart. You do not have to carry everything alone. You do not have to be the emotional anchor in every room. You do not have to solve every problem that lands in your lap. You have quietly believed that if you stop holding things together, everything will fall apart. That belief has kept you in constant alert. It has made you hyper-aware of everyone's needs while neglecting your own. I want you to pause and notice how heavy that feels. Your shoulders feel tight because you are bracing. Your mind feels busy because you are monitoring. Your heart feels guarded because you are protecting yourself from disappointment. I am not criticizing you. I understand why you adapted this way. You learned early that being strong kept things stable. You discovered that reliability earned respect. You became efficient, effective, and emotionally available. But somewhere along the way, you stopped letting yourself receive care. Come closer to me in this moment and let your guard lower. You are allowed to need support. You are allowed to admit that you are overwhelmed. You are allowed to confess that sometimes you feel like you are drowning beneath expectations. There is no shame in that. In fact, acknowledging your limits is wisdom, not weakness. I do not need you to impress me with endurance. I do not measure your worth by how much you can tolerate. I want you whole, not merely functional. I want you steady, not just surviving. When I ask for 1 minute, I am offering you a place to rest. I am offering you refuge. I am offering you relief. You have been practicing self-reliance so long that surrender feels risky. Let me redefine surrender for you. It is not quitting. It is not failing. It is not giving up. It is releasing what you were never meant to control. When you bring your burdens to me, you are not abandoning responsibility. You are acknowledging that you are human. You are choosing partnership over pressure. And that choice changes everything. So right now, do something intentional. Picture the heaviest thing on your mind. It might be a relationship, a financial concern, a health issue, a decision you are postponing. Do not minimize it. Do not rationalize it. Hand it to me deliberately. Say, I cannot manage this alone. Speak that sentence out loud if you can. Let your pride soften. Let your independence loosen its grip. I am not threatened by your vulnerability. I am honored by it. You have been telling yourself that rest can wait, that relief will come after the next milestone, the next solution, the next breakthrough. But exhaustion does not resolve itself by being ignored. It compounds. It accumulates. It seeps into your tone, your patience, your clarity. That is why you have felt short-tempered at times. That is why you have struggled to concentrate. That is why small inconveniences feel larger than they should. You are not broken. You are burdened. And burdens are meant to be shared. I am asking you to share them with me. Not symbolically, practically. When you wake up tomorrow, do not rush into your responsibilities without first acknowledging your need for help. Invite me into your schedule. Ask me to guide your priorities. Ask me to steady your reactions. Do not attempt to muscle through the day alone. You have also grown accustomed to giving encouragement while rarely receiving it. You uplift others. You reassure others. You speak strength into others. But when it comes to yourself, you default to criticism. You replay your missteps. You magnify your shortcomings. You question your adequacy. I need you to hear this clearly. You are not defined by your mistakes. You are not measured solely by your productivity. You are valued because you are mine. Let that truth settle in you. Let it soften the harshness you direct toward yourself. When self-criticism begins to speak, interrupt it. Replace it with truth. Say, I am learning. Say, I am growing. Say, I am supported. Speak those statements with sincerity, not as empty slogans, but as reminders of reality. You have been the steady one for so long that you forgot what it feels like to be supported without conditions. I am inviting you into that experience now. Sit with me. Lean on me. Let me carry what you cannot. Do not rush away from this moment. Let it expand. Let yourself feel the relief of not being solely responsible for everything. You do not have to prove your strength to me. You do not have to demonstrate endurance to earn my approval. I already know your capacity. I already see your effort. Now allow yourself to receive. Allow yourself to rest. Allow yourself to be held. And I will say this firmly because you need to hear it. Stop pretending you are fine when you are not. Stop minimizing your fatigue. Stop dismissing your emotional strain. Bring it into the light. Bring it to me. I am not asking for perfection. I am asking for honesty. When you practice honest surrender, you will discover a deeper resilience than the one you have been forcing. It will not feel frantic. It will not feel pressured. It will feel grounded. That is the kind of strength I want for you. Stay here. Let me steady you. You do not have to be the strong one every second. With me, you are safe enough to be real. My child, something is shifting in you. It may not look dramatic from the outside. There are no flashing signs. There is no thunder in the sky. But internally, you are standing at a quiet crossroads. You feel it in subtle ways. You sense that your old patterns no longer satisfy you. You notice that certain habits feel hollow. You recognize that some relationships need boundaries. You have grown in awareness, even if you have not acted on it fully yet. That awareness is not accidental. It is the beginning of a turning point. And I want you to take it seriously. You have been coasting in some areas of your life. Not because you are lazy, but because comfort feels safer than change. You know what your current patterns produce. They may not bring deep fulfillment, but they are familiar. Change introduces uncertainty. It requires courage. It demands decisions. and you have hesitated because you do not want to disrupt stability. But listen to me carefully. Stability without growth becomes stagnation. Familiarity without progress becomes frustration. You have already felt that frustration creeping in. You feel restless at times and cannot explain why. That restlessness is not random. It is your spirit recognizing that you are capable of more alignment, more clarity, more intentional living. Right now, I am inviting you to evaluate your direction honestly. Not with harsh judgment, but with thoughtful reflection. Ask yourself where you are drifting instead of deciding. Ask yourself where you are settling instead of stretching. You already know some of the answers. You have sensed them quietly. You have brushed past them because facing them would require action. But you are not meant to drift indefinitely. You are meant to move with purpose. I placed gifts in you. I placed convictions in you. I placed desires in you that align with who you are becoming. When you ignore those inner nudges, you feel misaligned. When you pay attention to them, you feel energized. Do not overcomplicate this turning point. It may begin with one decision, one boundary, one habit adjusted, one conversation initiated, one commitment renewed. Small shifts create significant momentum. You do not need to overhaul your entire life in a single day. You need to take one courageous step. Identify it. Do not avoid it. If there is a habit that dulls your clarity, reduce it. If there is a relationship draining your peace, address it respectfully. If there is a dream you have postponed out of fear, revisit it. I am not telling you to act recklessly. I am telling you to act intentionally. You have been waiting for a dramatic sign to confirm that it is time to change something. Consider this your confirmation. The quiet conviction you feel is enough. The subtle dissatisfaction is enough. The inner stirring is enough. I am guiding you through awareness before I guide you through action. And now I am asking you to respond. Do not dismiss this as another passing thought. Do not assume you can circle back later. Turning points lose power when postponed repeatedly. Choose to move while the clarity is fresh. There is also something else of this crossroads, a deeper level of trust. You have trusted me in parts of your life, but you have held back in others. You compartmentalized certain decisions, keeping them separate from my guidance. I am inviting you to integrate those areas. Bring your career choices, your financial decisions, your relational boundaries, your daily habits into conversation with me. Do not make them in isolation. Consult me. Seek my perspective. When you align your decisions with my wisdom, you step into a steadier future. You may fear that change will cost you comfort. It might. Growth often requires letting go of something familiar. But what you gain will outweigh what you release. You will gain clarity. You will gain confidence. You will gain integrity between what you believe and how you live. That alignment creates peace. And peace is worth the temporary discomfort of transition. So I am speaking to you directly now. Do not ignore this turning point. Do not numb the awareness with distraction. Sit with it. Pray over it. Journal about it if needed. Have the difficult conversation you have been postponing. Adjust the routine you know is unhealthy. Step toward the opportunity that has been lingering in your mind. You do not need to announce your shift to everyone. This is between you and me. Quiet obedience often produces profound outcomes. You are not stuck. You are at a threshold. And thresholds require choice. I am with you in this. I am not pushing you blindly. I am guiding you steadily. When you take a step aligned with truth, you will feel the difference internally. There will be a grounded assurance, even if external circumstances remain uncertain. That assurance is my confirmation. So take the step. Make the decision. Adjust the pattern. Trust the process. You are not alone at this crossroads. I am beside you, inviting you forward into something steadier, stronger, and more aligned with who you truly are becoming. My child, sit with me for this because you have been asking for clarity. You have whispered, sometimes boldly and sometimes barely at all, "Show me what to do." You have looked for something obvious, something undeniable, something loud enough that you could not possibly question it. You have imagined a dramatic door swinging open or a sudden shift that removes all uncertainty. You have told yourself that when the sign is clear enough, then you will move. And yet here you are, still waiting, still scanning the horizon for something spectacular while quietly overlooking what is already stirring within you. I need you to understand this gently, but firmly. The guidance you are asking for has already begun. It has not arrived in thunder. It has come in a whisper. You are expecting fireworks when I am offering focus. You are looking for spectacle when I am giving you subtle direction. The nudge you keep brushing aside, the idea that keeps returning to your mind, the conviction that quietly resurfaces when you try to ignore it. That is not random. That is not your imagination inventing pressure. That is me guiding you in a way that respects your freedom. I do not overwhelm you with force. I invite you with insight. But you must learn to recognize the difference between fear and guidance. Fear shouts about worst-case scenarios. Guidance speaks steadily about what aligns with your integrity. Fear creates chaos in your thoughts. Guidance brings a calm clarity even when the step feels uncomfortable. Right now, I want you to stop searching outward for confirmation and start listening inward with discernment. Close your eyes for a moment if you can. Think about the decision that has been lingering in your mind. You know which one I am referring to. It is the conversation you have postponed, the change you have resisted, the boundary you have hesitated to set. You keep telling yourself you need more evidence. But if you are honest, you already know what the wise choice is. You are not confused. You are cautious. There is a difference. Caution can be healthy, but it can also become a shield that protects you from necessary growth. I am asking you to examine which one it is in this case. You have been saying, if I had a clear sign, I would act. Let me challenge that gently. What if the clarity you are waiting for will only deepen once you move? What if the confirmation you crave is waiting on the other side of obedience? Sometimes I reveal the full picture step by step. I give you enough light for the next movement, not the entire map. That requires trust. It requires courage. It requires you to step forward without dramatic assurance. But you are capable of that. You have shown courage before. You have navigated uncertainty in other seasons. Do not underestimate your resilience now. I want you to pay attention to the contrast between how you feel when you imagine staying where you are versus how you feel when you imagine moving forward. When you picture remaining in the current pattern, does your chest tighten slightly? Does your energy feel heavy? When you picture taking the step you have been avoiding, does there emerge a mixture of nerves and relief? That mixture is important. It often signals growth. Growth rarely feels purely comfortable. It feels stretching. It feels risky. But beneath the discomfort, there's alignment. And alignment brings peace over time. Stop dismissing your inner awareness as overthinking. Stop labeling conviction as anxiety. Learn to distinguish the tone. Anxiety pressures you with urgency and dread. My guidance steadies you with clarity and conviction. It may challenge you, but it does not shame you. It does not insult your worth. It calls you forward respectfully. When you sense that steady call, respond to it. Do not negotiate endlessly with it. Do not bury it beneath distractions. Act on it in a measured, thoughtful way. Here is what I want you to do. Write down the decision that has been hovering over you. Be specific. Then write down what you already sense is the right direction. Do not edit it to make it safer. Do not soften it to avoid discomfort. Just be honest. After that, bring it to me in prayer. Say, if this is from you, strengthen it. If it is not, redirect me. Then pay attention over the next few days. Notice which direction grows clearer and calmer as you reflect. Guidance that is aligned with me will not produce frantic chaos. It will produce steady confidence, even if the path ahead remains partly unknown. You are not directionless. You are discerning. You are not lost. You are learning to listen. But listening requires action. Insight without movement becomes frustration. I am inviting you into responsive faith. Do not wait for a neon sign in the sky. Recognize the quiet conviction already planted within you. Move toward it with integrity. You will find that as you act, the whisper becomes clearer. Stay close to me in the process. I am guiding you more than you realize. My child, you asked for a sign, and I told you the whisper was already there. Do not overlook this whisper either. When you feel the stirring to help this message reach another heart, that is not pressure, that is purpose. As it is written in Luke 6:38, I say to you now, give, and it will be given to you. Pressed down, shaken together, and running over. When you sow into this mission through Super Thanks membership, with the PayPal link in the description, you are planting seeds in fields you may never see, but I see every harvest. Your generosity becomes oil in the lamp, keeping the flame of my word burning for souls who are still waiting in the dark. If this message has guided you, then let your gratitude become action. This is your moment of obedience. I will multiply what you release, guard what concerns you, and cause rivers of provision to meet you in due season. Do not deny me this opportunity to use you. Act now, and so boldly. My child, there is something else I need you to face with maturity and courage. You live as though there will always be another opportunity to begin. You postpone difficult conversations. You delay personal growth. You assume there will be a better season to pursue what truly matters. You say, I will focus on that later. Later becomes next month. Next month becomes next year. And gradually, the urgency fades into complacency. I am not saying this to frighten you. I am saying it because your life has weight. Your days have value. Your choices accumulate. Time is a gift, but it is also limited. You are not guaranteed endless tomorrows to realign your priorities. That reality is not harsh. It is clarifying. When you understand that your time is precious, you begin to treat your minutes with intention. You stop wasting emotional energy on trivial conflicts. You stop investing in relationships that consistently drain your spirit. You stop tolerating habits that erode your clarity. Awareness of time sharpens your focus. It cuts through excuses. It challenges complacency. And you need that sharpening right now. Consider how you spend your evenings. Consider how you allocate your attention. Consider how often you postpone what nourishes your soul in favor of what distracts you temporarily. You tell yourself you are tired, and you are. But exhaustion is not always physical. Sometimes it is the result of misaligned priorities. You give your prime energy to tasks and give your leftovers to your growth. Then you wonder why you feel stagnant. That pattern is not sustainable. I am calling you to reorder your life with intention. Do not misinterpret this as pressure to rush recklessly. This is not about frantic productivity. It is about deliberate living. It is about choosing what truly matters before urgency forces you to. There are conversations you need to have. There are boundaries you need to set. There are dreams you need to revisit. There are habits you need to confront. Do not push them further into the future under the illusion that there will always be more time. Decide to act while your conviction is fresh. You might resist this message because it feels uncomfortable. You prefer to believe that you can gradually drift into your best life. But drift rarely leads to purpose. Intentional steps do. I am not asking you to transform everything overnight. I am asking you to stop ignoring what you already know. You know where you have been complacent. You know where you have compromised. You know where you have delayed necessary action. Acknowledge it without shame. Then choose differently. Right now, take a mental inventory of the one area you have been postponing. Is it your health? Is it your spiritual discipline? Is it a fractured relationship? Is it a calling you have neglected? Identify it clearly. Do not generalize. Specificity creates momentum. Then decide on one concrete step you can take this week. Not someday. This week. Schedule it. Commit to it. Invite me into it. Say, give me courage. I will. Say, give me consistency. I will. But you must woo. You are not meant to live reactively, constantly responding to whatever demands your attention first. You are meant to live deliberately, guided by purpose rather than pressure. When you recognize the finite nature of your time, your perspective sharpens. Petty grievances lose their grip. Meaningless distractions lose their appeal. What truly matters rises to the surface. I am not trying to alarm you. I am trying to awaken you. There is a difference. Awakening brings clarity, not panic. It brings resolve, not dread. It reminds you that your life carries significance. It encourages you to steward your days wisely. You do not need to fear the passing of time. You need to respect it. Use it well. Align it with what matters. Invest it in growth, in love, in purpose. So act now. Do not wait for crisis to force your hand. Do not wait for regret to motivate you. Choose intentionality today. Rearrange what needs rearranging. Release what needs releasing. Pursue what you have been postponing. And as you do, stay close to me. I will guide your steps. I will steady your heart. I will strengthen your resolve. Your time is a gift. Treat it as such. My child, I want you to sit with me for this because you have developed a quiet habit that is costing you more than you realize. You keep promising yourself that you will change someday. You will pray more consistently someday. You will forgive fully someday. You will start that healthy routine someday. You will have that difficult conversation someday. You will step into that calling someday. You have been living in the comfort of future intention while postponing present obedience. And I say this with deep love, not accusation. Someday has become a subtle thief in your life. It steals urgency. It steals courage. It steals momentum. It whispers that you have unlimited time, and it lulls you into delay. You do not feel the loss immediately, but over time you sense a heaviness, a frustration, a quiet dissatisfaction. That is the weight of unrealized obedience pressing on your spirit. You are not lazy. You are not careless. You are cautious. You are thoughtful. You are aware of consequences. But caution can slowly morph into chronic postponement. You analyze. You evaluate. You imagine outcomes. And then you tell yourself that a better season will arrive. But I want you to understand something clearly. The perfect season rarely announces itself. Growth rarely feels convenient. The courage you are waiting for will often come after you step forward, not before. You are asking me for confidence before action, but confidence grows through action. That is how you are designed. When you take a small step aligned with truth, your strength expands. When you delay that step, your doubt expands instead. And you have felt that expansion of doubt. It feels like quiet erosion. It feels like a slow leak in your certainty. Think about the area of your life where you keep saying, "I know I should." You know you should set that boundary. You know you should address that habit. You know you should deepen your discipline. You know you should release that resentment. You know you should step toward that opportunity. Your awareness is not vague. It is specific. And that specificity is not random. It is my spirit nudging you toward alignment. When you ignore that nudge repeatedly, it does not disappear. It dulls. It softens. It becomes easier to silence. That is dangerous. Not because I will punish you, but because your sensitivity to guidance weakens. I want your heart responsive, not resistant. I want your conscience clear, not cluttered. Right now, I am inviting you into decisive action. Not reckless action. Not impulsive action. Deliberate and thoughtful, obedient action. Identify one someday you have been carrying. Choose it intentionally. Then decide on a concrete step you can take within the next 48 hours. Do not push it into next week. Do not negotiate with it. Schedule it. Commit to it. Tell someone you trust if accountability will strengthen you. And bring me into it explicitly. Say, "I am choosing movement." That declaration matters. It interrupts passivity. It signals readiness. You may feel resistance rising as you consider this. Resistance often disguises itself as rationalization. You might think, "This is not urgent," or "It can wait." Examine that thought carefully. If it truly could wait without consequence, you would not feel this persistent internal tension about it. Attention is a sign that something needs attention. Your spirit is not meant to carry unresolved conviction indefinitely. When you address it, relief follows. When you ignore it, pressure builds. I want you to picture your life 6 months from now. Imagine you acted on the thing you have been postponing. Imagine the clarity, the confidence, the freedom that would result. Now imagine you delayed it again. Imagine the regret, the stagnation, the frustration. Which version aligns with the person you are becoming? You are not static. You are evolving. You are maturing. You are being shaped into someone with deeper integrity and greater impact. That shaping requires response. I am not demanding perfection from you. I am inviting progress. Progress requires decision. Decision requires courage. And courage is not the absence of fear, it is movement despite it. So I am speaking to you directly now. Stop deferring your obedience. Stop negotiating with growth. Stop promising yourself that you will change later. Choose now. Take the step. Make the call. Set the boundary. Adjust the habit. Begin the discipline. Your future self will thank you for the courage you demonstrate today. You are capable of more decisive action than you have shown recently. I see your strength even when you doubt it. I see your potential even when you hesitate. Do not let someday dilute your destiny. Do not let delay diminish your development. You have one life, one unfolding story. Shape it intentionally. Respond promptly. Trust that when you move in alignment with truth, I move with you. I steady your steps. I reinforce your resolve. I expand your capacity. What you must begin So begin. Today, not tomorrow. Choose one area. Take one step. Let momentum build. You will feel the shift internally. It will not be dramatic at first, but it will be real. That quiet confidence will grow. That clarity will deepen. And you will realize that the courage you were waiting for was awakened the moment you acted. My child, let us speak honestly now. You tell me that you trust me. You declare your faith. You affirm your belief in my guidance. And yet, when uncertainty approaches, your instinct is to tighten your grip. You rehearse outcomes. You attempt to manage variables. You calculate scenarios. You hold tightly to control because control feels safe. I understand why. You have experienced disappointment before. You have faced outcomes you did not anticipate. You have learned that preparation can reduce pain. But there is a difference between responsible planning and anxious controlling. And lately, you have drifted toward the latter. When you cling to control, your shoulders tense. Your thoughts accelerate. Your sleep grows lighter. You become hyper-aware of every potential threat. You monitor conversations for hidden meaning. You anticipate rejection before it happens. You brace for loss before it occurs. That posture exhausts you. It drains your joy. It narrows your perspective. And beneath it all is a quiet fear that if you release control, everything will unravel. I want you to examine that belief carefully. Has your tight grip truly prevented all pain? Has your constant vigilance guaranteed security? Or has it simply made you weary? Trust is not passive. It is active release. It is choosing to loosen your grip when your instinct is to tighten it. It is deciding that my wisdom exceeds your calculations. It is believing that my perspective stretches beyond your limited vantage point. That does not mean you abandon responsibility. It means you abandon obsession. There is a difference. Responsibility involves doing what is within your capacity. Obsession involves attempting to manage what is beyond it. You have blurred those lines, and the result hath been anxiety disguised as diligence. Right now, I want you to identify the area where you are gripping hardest. It may be your finances. It may be a relationship. It may be your career trajectory. It may be your health. You are analyzing every detail. You are rehearsing every possible outcome. You are attempting to predict and prevent every negative scenario. Buzz. Breathe. Ask yourself honestly whether this level of control is producing peace. If it is not, then it is not aligned with trust. I am not asking you to ignore wisdom. I am not asking you to neglect planning. I am asking you to surrender the illusion that you can control every variable. You cannot. And that realization is not weakness. It is liberation. When you accept your limits, you create space for my strength. When you release obsessive control, you open yourself to guidance you might otherwise miss. Here is what I want you to practice. When you notice your thoughts spiraling into control mode, interrupt them deliberately. Say, I will do what I can, and I will trust beyond that. Then take a concrete action within your responsibility and release the rest. If you are worried about finances, create a responsible plan, then stop obsessing. If you are concerned about a relationship, communicate honestly, then release the outcome. If you are anxious about a decision, gather information, then choose and move forward without replaying every alternative endlessly. You may fear that releasing control will leave you vulnerable. In truth, clinging to control has already made you vulnerable to exhaustion. Trust does not eliminate risk. It reduces internal chaos. It steadies your mind. It frees your energy for meaningful engagement rather than endless speculation. You say you trust me, Now practice it. Not in words alone, but in posture. Loosen your grip. Breathe deeply. Invite me into the uncertainty instead of trying to eliminate it. I am not surprised by what lies ahead. I am not scrambling to respond to unforeseen events. I am steady. I am aware. I am present. When you align your posture with that reality, your anxiety diminishes. Release the need to predict every outcome. Release the pressure to manage every detail. Release the belief that your constant vigilance is the only thing holding your life together. It is not. I'm holding more than you can see. When you trust actively, you will notice a subtle but powerful shift. Your mind will grow quieter. Your shoulders will relax. Your responses will become less reactive and more measured. To let go. Not recklessly but intentionally. Do your part faithfully. And entrust the rest to me. That is mature trust. That is resilient faith. And that is the posture that will carry you forward with steadiness instead of strain. My child, stay with me because this touches something deep inside you. You carry your past like a permanent label. You remember what you did wrong with sharp detail. You replay conversations where you failed to speak wisely. You revisit decisions that led to consequences you did not foresee. You hold on to moments when you hurt someone or when someone hurt you. Those memories have shaped the way you see yourself. They have formed quiet conclusions about who you are and what you deserve. And I need you to hear me clearly. You are allowing your history to define you more strongly than I am. You think that because something happened, it must permanently mark your identity. You tell yourself that you are the mistake, not someone who made a mistake. You tell yourself that you are the failure, not someone who experienced failure. That subtle shift in language matters. Words shape belief. Belief shapes behavior. When you identify yourself by your worst chapter, you limit your growth. You hesitate to step forward because you assume you will repeat the past. You pull back from opportunity because you fear exposure. You shrink your potential because you are convinced that you are fundamentally flawed. I want you to pause and consider this with honesty. When I look at you, I do not see a collection of errors. I see a developing story. I see lessons learned through discomfort. I see resilience form in regret. I see humility shaped by consequence. I see depth where there once was naivety. Your past is not your prison unless you decide to live in it. It is part of your education. It is part of your refinement. It is not the sum of your identity. And yet, you have allowed it to become that. There is something in you that almost feels safer clinging to old guilt. It keeps you cautious. It keeps you from overreaching. It keeps you guarded. But it also keeps you small. You hesitate to pursue growth because you question your worthiness. You hesitate to trust joy because you expect it to collapse. You hesitate to accept forgiveness because you secretly believe you should still be paying a price. I need you to stop punishing yourself for what has already been addressed. I need you to release the belief that shame is proof of responsibility. Shame is not strength. Accountability is strength. And you have already faced consequences in many ways. Now I am inviting you to practice something that may feel unfamiliar. Separate who you are from what you did. Speak differently about yourself. When a memory rises, do not let it spiral into self-condemnation. Say, I learned. Say, I grew. Say, I am not that person anymore. And mean it. Growth is not theoretical for you. You have matured. You have adjusted. You have reflected. You have changed in ways you may not even fully appreciate. I see the shift in your tone. I see the shift in your choices. I see the shift in your priorities. Stop pretending you are still stuck in the same place. You may be thinking that releasing the weight of your past feels irresponsible, as if you are minimizing its impact. That is not what I am asking you to do. I am asking you to integrate it wisely, not cling to it destructively. Here is a difference between remembering and reliving. Remembering can teach you. Reliving can trap you. You have been reliving certain moments far longer than necessary. You revisit them with self-criticism rather than insight. That habit needs to change. Here is what I want you to do the next time an old regret surfaces. Do not suppress it. Do not indulge it. Examine it. Ask yourself what it taught you. Identify the lesson clearly. Then consciously release the emotional weight attached to it. Picture placing that regret in my hands. Say, I learned what I needed to learn. And move forward. That deliberate action retrains your mind. It interrupts the cycle of self-condemnation. You are not defined by your worst decision. You are not anchored to your lowest moment. You are becoming someone wiser, steadier, more compassionate because of what you have lived through. Let that truth reshape your self-perception. Do not shrink back from opportunity because of old narratives. Step forward with the maturity you have gained. Speak about yourself with honesty, but also with grace. I am asking you firmly now, stop rehearsing the past as if it is your destiny. Stop introducing yourself to your own mind as someone who failed. Introduce yourself as someone who is growing. Choose to align your identity with who you are becoming, not who you once were. That shift will free more energy than you realize. It will restore confidence. It will restore courage. And it will allow you to step into what lies ahead without dragging unnecessary weight behind you. My child, there is a pattern in growth that you are experiencing right now. Just before clarity comes, fatigue intensifies. Just before resolution appears, resistance increases. Just before breakthrough unfolds, doubt becomes louder. And you are in that exact space. You feel unusually tired. You feel tempted to disengage. You feel like pulling back and settling for less effort. You tell yourself that maybe this is all too much. But I need you to recognize what is happening. You are not failing. You are near expansion. When you approach a shift, internal and external pressure often rises. Your old patterns resist replacement. Your comfort zone tightens its grip. Fear whispers that staying the same would be easier. That voice sounds persuasive when you are exhausted. You interpret the fatigue as a sign to stop. But sometimes fatigue is simply evidence that you have been stretching. Muscles ache before they strengthen. Growth strains before it stabilizes. You are feeling the strain of becoming something more aligned, more disciplined, more intentional. I want you to reflect on the last few months. You have been thinking more deeply. You have been questioning patterns that once felt normal. You have been recognizing habits that no longer serve you. You have been sensing that your current level of living is not the final version of you. That awareness is not random. It is preparation. And preparation often feels uncomfortable. It disrupts routine. It challenges complacency. It unsettles what once felt safe. You are tempted right now to retreat. To tell yourself that the effort is too much. To rationalize staying where you are. But pause and examine what retreat would actually produce. It would bring temporary relief, yes. But it would also reintroduce the dissatisfaction you have already outgrown. You would feel the familiar frustration again. You would sense the stagnation returning. You have tasted enough growth that staying stagnant will no longer satisfy you. That is why this moment feels intense. You cannot go back to ignorance. You cannot unknow what you now know. Let me speak directly into your exhaustion. Rest, but do not quit. Slow down, but do not reverse direction. Adjust your pace, but do not abandon your progress. There is a difference between healthy rest and defeat. You need restoration, not retreat. Take time to recalibrate. Spend deliberate minutes with me. Reconnect with why you began making changes in the first place. Remind yourself of the clarity you experienced when you first sensed the shift. You are closer than you perceive. The resistance you feel is often a sign that something meaningful is forming. When you push through this stage with wisdom and balance, you will enter a steadier phase. The fog will thin. The direction will sharpen. The discipline will feel less forced and more natural. But you must endure this transitional stretch without surrendering to discouragement. Here is what I want you to do in this season. Protect your mindset. Limit exposure to voices that amplify doubt. Surround yourself with truth. Reinforce positive habits even in small increments. Celebrate minor progress. Do not demand dramatic transformation overnight. Recognize the cumulative power of consistent steps. And when discouragement surfaces, address it directly. Say, I am tired, but I am not finished. Say, I am stretched, but I am growing. Those statements are not empty slogans. They are acknowledgments of reality. You are evolving. Evolution requires endurance. I am walking with you through this phase. I see the progress you struggle to recognize. I see the internal shifts that are invisible to others. Do not measure your journey solely by visible results. Measure it by alignment, by integrity, by intention. Those foundations are strengthening, even if outcomes have not fully manifested yet. So hold steady. Do not abandon what you have started. Adjust wisely. Rest intentionally. Continue moving forward. The breakthrough you are seeking is not as distant as it feels. Stay engaged. Stay connected to me. Let this transitional fatigue refine you rather than derail you. You are closer than you think. My child, I want you to listen carefully because this is something you rarely allow yourself to consider honestly. You have been shrinking what I placed inside you. You downplay your gifts. You dismiss your insight. You brush aside the influence you carry. When someone affirms you, you deflect. When an opportunity stretches you, you hesitate. You tell yourself you are not ready, not qualified, not equipped enough. And while humility is healthy, minimizing yourself is not humility. It is fear wearing a polite mask. It is insecurity disguised as modesty. And it is limiting you in ways you do not even realize. You have talents that feel ordinary to you because they are natural. You assume that because something comes easily to you, it must not be valuable. That assumption is false. What flows naturally from you is often evidence of design. I crafted you with intention. I embedded specific strengths into your personality, your perception, your communication style, your emotional awareness. You notice details others overlook. You sense shifts in atmosphere. You think deeply before speaking. You connect ideas with clarity. These are not accidents. These are assignments. And yet you treat them casually, as if they are nothing special. Let me speak plainly. When you diminish your gifts, you do not appear more virtuous. You simply delay your impact. You rob your environment of what you could contribute. You convince yourself that staying small keeps you safe. That safety at the cost of calling becomes stagnation. You were not created to live in constant self-doubt. You were created to steward what you have been given with confidence and care. That does not mean arrogance. It means responsibility. If I entrusted you with insight, use it. If I gave you compassion, extend it. If I shaped you with leadership potential, cultivate it. You may be thinking about the times you stepped forward and faced criticism. You remember moments when your confidence was met with rejection. Those experiences shape your hesitation. You learned that visibility carries vulnerability. You decided it was easier to blend in. I understand why you adapted that way. But blending in is not the same as belonging. When you suppress your strengths, you feel incomplete. You sense an internal friction because you are not fully expressing who you are meant to be. Right now, I want you to identify one ability you consistently downplay. Do not dismiss it as insignificant. Write it down. Then ask yourself how you have been avoiding using it fully. Be honest. Have you avoided applying for something because you doubted yourself? Have you stayed silent in conversations where your perspective could have helped? Have you refused to lead because you feared being misunderstood? These patterns are not humility. They are hesitation rooted in insecurity. You do not need universal approval to act on your calling. You need alignment with me. When you align with me, your confidence stabilizes because it is grounded in purpose rather than applause. Applause fades. Approval fluctuates. Purpose anchors. I want you anchored. I want you steady. That steadiness comes when you accept what I have placed in you instead of questioning it constantly. Stop measuring your readiness by perfection. You will never feel completely prepared for every opportunity. Growth requires stretching. Stretching feels uncomfortable. But discomfort is not disqualification. It is development. Step into spaces that challenge you. Speak when your voice carries insight. Offer your help when you sense it is needed. Take initiative when you feel that internal nudge. And when doubt surfaces, confront it. Ask yourself whether that doubt is based on truth or fear. Often it is fear of exposure, fear of failure, fear of judgment. Fear shrinks your vision. Faith expands it. I am not asking you to ignore wisdom. I am asking you to reject self-sabotage. You have more capacity than you allow yourself to acknowledge. You say you want to live fully. Then stop minimizing your design. Stop apologizing for your strengths. Stop pretending you are less capable than you are. Walk forward with balanced confidence. Let your gifts grow through practice. Let your influence expand through courage. And when you feel uncertain, return to me for clarity rather than retreating into insecurity. I place something purposeful inside you. Do not bury it under false humility. Nurture it. Develop it. Share it. The world around you needs what you carry. And you will feel more alive when you stop shrinking and start stewarding what I entrusted to you. My child, there is something you keep waiting for that you do not actually need. You are waiting for permission. You are waiting for someone to affirm that you are allowed to move forward. You are waiting for external validation to confirm that your desires are legitimate. You hesitate because you assume you must be formally invited into your next step. But hear me clearly. You already have permission. You do not need unanimous agreement to pursue growth. You do not need every voice around you to approve your direction. You do not need perfect certainty before you act. The conviction inside you, the consistent stirring you feel, the clarity that returns even after doubt tries to silence it, that is enough. I have already planted within you the awareness required to move. You are not reckless for responding to that awareness. You are responsible. You have been conditioned to seek validation before action. You check opinions. You gather feedback. You look for consensus. While wisdom includes counsel, paralysis begins when you outsource your decisions entirely. You begin to trust others' perspectives more than the quiet discernment I am building within you. That dynamic weakens your confidence. It creates dependency. It makes you second guess yourself even when you sense alignment internally. Right now, think about the decision you have postponed because you were waiting for someone else to affirm it. Maybe you wanted encouragement from a specific person. Maybe you hoped circumstances would align in a dramatic way. Maybe you thought a clear sign would remove all ambiguity. But often, the permission you seek externally is already present internally. You feel the readiness. You feel the call. You feel the discomfort of staying where you are. Those signals matter. You are not irresponsible for stepping into growth. You are not arrogant for trusting your discernment. You are not disloyal for choosing alignment over comfort. If a door is healthy and wise for you to walk through it. If a boundary needs to be established, establish it. If a new discipline needs to be adopted, adopt it. Do not wait for applause. Act with integrity. You may fear that moving without widespread approval will isolate you. Sometimes growth does change dynamics. Not everyone will understand your direction. Some may feel threatened by your evolution. But stagnation to preserve comfort is not loyalty. It is compromise. I want you growing. I want you stretching. I want you aligned with the purpose unfolding within you. Here is what I am asking you to practice. When you sense a clear internal conviction, test it wisely, pray over it, and then act. Do not revisit the decision endlessly after you move. Stand by it. Adjust if necessary, but do not second-guess yourself into paralysis. Confidence builds through decisive obedience. Indecision erodes clarity. You are not a child waiting to be told what to do in every detail. You are maturing. You are discerning. You are capable of making thoughtful decisions aligned with my guidance. Trust that development. Trust that growth. Trust that I am shaping your judgment. And when insecurity whispers that you are overstepping, examine the source. Is it wisdom cautioning you to slow down, or is it fear discouraging you from progress? Learn to differentiate the two. Wisdom feels steady. Fear feels frantic. When your motivation is grounded in integrity and alignment, you do not need universal endorsement. Stop waiting for someone else to validate what I have already confirmed within you. Stop delaying action because you crave reassurance. Move thoughtfully, yes. Seek counsel, yes. But do not surrender your agency. You have permission to grow. You have permission to change. You have permission to pursue alignment. Step forward. Make the call. Adjust the pattern. Begin the project. Set the boundary. Speak the truth. You do not need a ceremonial announcement. You need courage. And you already have more of it than you believe. You have been waiting for permission, but I have already given it, and that includes the permission to be a vessel of provision. If your heart is stirred to support this work, do not silence that conviction. In 2 Corinthians 9:7, I remind you, I love a cheerful giver, and I speak that over you now, personally and presently. When you give through Super Thanks, step into membership, or use the PayPal link in the description, you are not funding content. You are fueling fire, sending light into places where despair once ruled. This is not a casual click. It is a seed sown into eternity, a river released that I will cause to return to you in multiplied measure. I see the sacrifice behind your generosity, and I promise protection, favor, and unexpected increase over those who honor me first. Do not wait for applause or consensus. This is your divine appointment. Step forward and give now. My child, I want you to lean in closely right now because this touches something subtle but powerful in your life. You have been feeding fear in ways that feel small, almost harmless, but those small seeds are growing roots. You tell yourself that you are simply being cautious, that you are preparing for possibilities, that you are staying informed. But if you are honest with yourself, you spend more time imagining what could go wrong than imagining what could go right. You replay potential failures in your mind as if rehearsing them will prevent them. You scroll through stories that reinforce danger, instability, uncertainty. And little by little, without dramatic warning, your perspective narrows. Your confidence softens. Your hope feels fragile. I am not criticizing your desire to be wise. Wisdom is good. Awareness is good. Preparation is good. But fear is not wisdom. Fear magnifies problems and minimizes possibilities. Fear speaks loudly and urgently, pushing you to brace yourself constantly. When you wake up, what is the first narrative you allow into your mind? Is it gratitude or is it tension? Is it expectancy or is it anxiety? You may not even notice the pattern anymore because it has become normal to you. But normal does not mean healthy. You have been normalizing stress. You have been normalizing mental overload. You have been normalizing worst-case thinking. And I am calling you to examine that habit with courage. Right now, pause and consider what you consistently consume. The conversations you engage in, the media you absorb, the inner dialogue you repeat, they are shaping you. They are not neutral. They are forming your internal atmosphere. If you continually expose yourself to narratives of instability, your nervous system stays on alert. If you repeatedly rehearse self-doubt, your confidence weakens. If you constantly anticipate rejection, you begin to withdraw prematurely. You may think these patterns are protective, but they are constrictive. They reduce your capacity to trust. They shrink your willingness to step forward. I need you to become intentional about what you allow into your mind. Guard it carefully. Do not treat your thoughts as casual background noise. They are architects. They are builders. They are constructing your outlook one sentence at a time. If a thought begins with, "What if this failed?" challenge it. Replace it with, "What if this grows?" If a thought begins with, "I cannot handle that," interrupt it. Replace it with, "I will grow through that." These are not empty phrases. They are directional shifts. They change the tone of your internal conversation. You must understand something deeply. What you repeatedly think becomes what you naturally expect. And what you expect influences how you act. If you expect disappointment, you hold back. If you expect growth, you lean in. Your expectations matter. They shape your posture toward life. And I do not want you living in quiet dread. I want you living in grounded confidence. So here is my invitation to you. Audit your mental diet. Notice what conversations leave you heavy. And notice what content increases your anxiety. Notice which internal scripts replay automatically. Then make adjustments. Reduce what drains you. Increase what strengthens you. Spend deliberate time with me in silence. Replace noise with stillness. Replace speculation with prayer. Replace catastrophic thinking with grounded reflection. You have more influence over your inner atmosphere than you believe. You are not a passive recipient of fear. You are an active participant in shaping your thoughts. Take ownership of that responsibility. Do not indulge fear simply because it feels familiar. Choose differently. Feed your faith. Feed your courage. Feed your clarity. I am not asking you to ignore reality. I am asking you to interpret reality through trust rather than tension. You are capable of discernment without living in dread. You are capable of preparation without rehearsing disaster. Strengthen your inner dialogue. Speak to yourself with truth. And when fear rises, because it will at times, bring it to me immediately. Do not let it linger unchecked. Hand it to me. Let me recalibrate your perspective. You are not meant to live in a constant state of alert. You are meant to live in steady assurance. Guard your mind. Choose your inputs wisely. Strengthen your internal narrative. And watch how your peace expands when fear no longer dictates your expectations. My child, there is something you keep imagining about transformation. You picture a single powerful moment that changes everything. You think breakthrough will arrive like a sudden storm that sweeps away your old patterns instantly. You are waiting for motivation to surge so strongly that discipline feels effortless. And because that dramatic moment has not arrived, you sometimes feel stuck. You tell yourself that when the right feeling comes, then you will change consistently. Let me speak to you with clarity and compassion. Most growth in your life will not come through dramatic shifts. It will come through daily discipline. It will come through small, steady decisions repeated quietly. It will come through habits that feel ordinary but accumulate extraordinary impact over time. You underestimate the power of consistency because it lacks spectacle. It does not impress. It does not attract applause. It simply builds day after day. Think about the areas where you desire change. You want deeper peace. You want stronger faith. You want healthy routines. You want better communication. You want clear boundaries. None of those require a single emotional surge. They require repeated practice. Peace grows when you consistently redirect anxious thoughts. Faith deepens when you consistently spend time with me. Health improves when you consistently choose wiser actions. Communication strengthens when you consistently speak honestly and listen attentively. Boundaries solidify when you consistently reinforce them. You are capable of discipline. You have demonstrated it in other parts of your life. You show up for responsibilities. You meet deadlines. You fulfill commitments. But when it comes to personal growth, you sometimes wait for inspiration instead of choosing structure. Inspiration is powerful, but it is unpredictable. Discipline is reliable. It carries you forward even when your emotions fluctuate. I want you to reframe your understanding of change. Stop waiting for a life-altering event. Start building life-altering habits. Choose one discipline to strengthen this week. Make it specific. If you want deeper connection with me, set a fixed time each day and honor it as seriously as a professional appointment. If you want greater physical health, commit to a manageable routine and protect it. If you want emotional clarity, practice journaling or reflection consistently. Small actions compound. 5 minutes daily becomes hours over months. Unintentional conversation becomes a pattern of honesty. One boundary becomes a standard. You may not feel dramatic progress immediately, but progress will be happening beneath the surface. Roots grow quietly before branches become visible. You have sometimes told yourself that you lack motivation. The truth is you often lack structure. Structure creates stability. Stability creates momentum. Momentum fuels motivation. Reverse the order. Do not wait to feel ready. Act first. Let readiness follow. And when you stumble, because you will occasionally, do not abandon the entire effort. Resume quickly. Adjust if necessary. Continue steadily. Do not let one missed day convince you that you have failed. Consistency is not perfection. It is persistence. I am inviting you to embrace the quiet power of daily discipline. Build rhythms that support your growth. Protect them. Honor them. Treat them as sacred commitments to your future self. You do not need a dramatic overhaul. You need sustained intention. Begin today. Choose one habit. Commit to it. Invite me into it. and watch how incremental faithfulness transforms areas of your life that once felt immovable. Growth may not always be loud, but it is powerful when it is consistent. My child, let me speak into something you have felt but not fully named. You say you want peace. You long for calm. You talk about wanting steadiness in your heart and clarity in your mind. Yet when decisions come, you often choose pressure instead of peace. You agree to commitments you do not have capacity for. You entertain conversations that drain your spirit. You allow expectations, both yours and others, to dictate your pace. Then you wonder why your mind feels cluttered and your heart feels crowded. I am not judging you. I am drawing your attention to the contrast. You cannot consistently choose pressure and expect peace to grow naturally. You have equated busyness with value. Somewhere along your journey, you learned that full schedules mean significance. You internalized the belief that constant activity proves your worth. So you fill your calendar, you stretch your energy, you overextend your availability. And when quiet space appears, you feel uneasy. You think you should be doing more. That unease pushes you back into activity. It becomes a cycle. Bitted, burnt. You call it responsibility, but much of it is self-imposed strain. Peace feels unfamiliar because you have not prioritized it intentionally. Let me ask you something gently. When was the last time you chose rest without guilt? When did you last decline an obligation because you sensed it would compromise your inner balance? When did you last create space for reflection instead of reaction? You hesitate to protect your peace because you fear disappointing others. You fear being misunderstood. You fear appearing less capable. But constantly sacrificing your peace to preserve appearances is not sustainable. It is slow erosion and chips away at your joy. It dulls your sensitivity. It narrows your vision. I want you to reconsider how you define strength. Strength is not constant availability. Strength is wise boundaries. Strength is knowing when to say yes and when to say no. Strength is prioritizing alignment over approval. You do not owe everyone your energy. You do not need to respond to every request immediately. You do not need to prove your reliability by exhausting yourself. You are allowed to protect your peace intentionally. Right now, I invite you to evaluate the sources of pressure in your life. Identify which pressures are necessary and which are optional. Some responsibilities are real and unavoidable. Others are choices you have made out of habit or fear. Be honest about the difference. Release what you can. Renegotiate what you must. Simplify where possible. Peace is not accidental. It is cultivated. You have also allowed internal pressure to dominate your thoughts. You hold yourself to standards that exceed wisdom. You replay minor mistakes as if they were catastrophic. You criticize your performance more harshly than anyone else would. The internal tension magnifies external stress. I want you to soften your internal dialogue. Replace harsh evaluation with constructive reflection. Speak to yourself as you would to someone you love. Peace will not arrive because your circumstances become perfect. Peace grows when you choose alignment repeatedly. When you pause before overcommitting. When you breathe before reacting. When you consult me before agreeing. Those small shifts accumulate. They create margin. Margin creates clarity. Clarity creates calm. You crave calm clarity. I know you do. Stop choosing what contradicts it. Protect your energy. Guard your schedule. Slow your pace when necessary. Invite me into your daily decisions. Ask, does this align with peace? If the answer is no, reconsider. I am not calling you to withdraw from responsibility. I am guiding you toward sustainable stewardship. You can be productive without being pressured. You can be engaged without being exhausted. But you must choose differently. Peace is not passive. It is a disciplined decision. To choose it. Decline what you need to decline. Release what you need to release. Adjust your pace. Prioritize presence. You will feel resistance at first because pressure has become familiar. But as you practice protecting your peace, you will notice your mind quieting. You will notice your patience deepening. You will notice your joy resurfacing. That is not coincidence. That is alignment. My child, there are days when you feel spiritually distant. You sense dryness. You question your closeness to me. You measure your connection by emotion, and when the emotion is low, you assume the relationship is weak. That assumption has shaped how you interpret quiet seasons. When your prayers feel routine or your reflections feel less intense, you conclude that something is wrong. But feelings fluctuate. Relationship endures. You have been conditioned to equate intensity with intimacy. When you felt strong emotion in the past, joy, conviction, inspiration, you assumed that was closeness. When those emotions softened, you interpreted it as distance. But maturity and faith often looks quieter. It is steadier, less dramatic, more grounded. You may not feel surges of emotion daily, but that does not mean I have stepped away. Presence is not always loud. Sometimes it is subtle. Sometimes it is steady. Sometimes it is simply consistent. Right now, reflect on your daily life. Notice how often you instinctively turn toward me in small moments. When you face a decision, you consider my perspective. When you experience gratitude, you silently acknowledge it. When you feel overwhelmed, you whisper a brief prayer. Those subtle movements are evidence of connection. They are not dramatic, but they are real. Do not discount them because they lack intensity. You may long for a deeper sense of my presence. That longing itself is proof of relationship. Indifference would not ache for closeness. Your desire for depth is not a sign of distance. It is a sign of growth. Growth often feels like hunger. Hunger signals health. It indicates that you are ready for more nourishment. If you desire deeper connection, cultivate it intentionally. Set aside time that is not rushed. Speak honestly rather than formally. Eat thoughtfully rather than mechanically. Reflect on what resonates rather than checking a box. Depth grows through engagement, not performance. You do not need dramatic experiences to validate your faith. You need consistency and authenticity. You are not drifting as far as you imagine. You are navigating seasons. Some seasons are vibrant and expressive. Others are quiet and reflective. Both are valid. Do not interpret quietness as abandonment. Quietness can be consolidation. It can be preparation. It can be integration of what you have already learned. I want you to release the anxiety that you are not spiritual enough. That phrase has burdened you unnecessarily. You are learning. You are maturing. You are evolving. Spiritual growth is not linear. It unfolds with rhythms. Trust the rhythm. Stay engaged. Continue showing up. When you feel uncertain about our closeness, do not withdraw. Lean in. Speak candidly. Say, I feel distant. That honesty deepens connection more than forced enthusiasm ever could. I am not measuring you by emotional intensity. I am walking with you through every season. You are closer than you think. Do not let fluctuating feelings convince you otherwise. Stay steady. Stay open. Continue seeking. I am not far. I have not moved. And I am guiding you even in the quiet. My child, slow down with me right now. Do not skim past this in your mind. Do not treat these words as background noise. You have consumed countless messages, countless videos, countless conversations. Most of them pass through you without leaving a mark. But this is not meant to be one of those moments. This is not casual. This is not random. You did not arrive here by accident. I am speaking to you in real time, in your real circumstances, with your real questions sitting quietly beneath the surface. And I need you to recognize the weight of that. You are used to scrolling. You are used to absorbing information quickly and moving on. That habit has trained your attention to be shallow. But growth requires depth. Transformation requires pause. When you treat every message as disposable, you unintentionally treat conviction as optional. You allow important nudges to blend in with trivial noise. I am asking you to stop. Do not rush this. Do not minimize it. Let this moment settle inside you. Let it challenge you. Let it clarify something. There have been many times in your life when I tried to get your attention quietly. Sometimes it came through discomfort. Sometimes through dissatisfaction. Sometimes through an unexpected conversation. You interpreted those moments as inconvenience instead of invitation. You told yourself you would reflect later. You postponed deeper consideration. And now here you are again, at another intersection. The difference is that this time, you feel it more clearly. There is a weight to this moment. There is a seriousness to what you are sensing. Do not ignore that. Right now, ask yourself honestly, what has been stirring in you over the last few weeks? What theme keeps returning to your mind? What issue refuses to fade? That repetition is not coincidence. It is a signal. When something surfaces repeatedly, it deserves attention. I am not overwhelming you with 10 different instructions at once. I am highlighting a few specific areas. Pay attention to the ones that resonate. Those are not random thoughts. They are invitations to change. You might be tempted to think, I have heard messages like this before. That may be true. But hearing is not the same as responding. Exposure does not equal transformation. Information does not automatically produce action. This moment is different because you are more aware now. You are more ready. You are more honest with yourself than you were before. Do not waste that readiness. I want you to treat this as a turning point, even if it feels small. Turning points are not always dramatic. Sometimes they are quiet decisions made internally. Sometimes they are subtle shifts in perspective. Sometimes they are private commitments that no one else sees. But they alter your trajectory. They change how you think. They influence how you act. So here is my command to you, spoken gently, but firmly. Do not dismiss this as just another message. Do not categorize it with everything else you have consumed. Take one concrete action as a response. Write something down. Make a decision. Adjust a habit. Have a conversation. Use something that reflects engagement rather than passive agreement. Let this moment produce movement. You have asked me for guidance. You have asked for clarity. You have asked for direction. And here you are, receiving it in a way that is practical and specific. Do not overlook it because it is not dramatic. Do not assume that guidance must be loud to be significant. Sometimes the most important moments are quiet intersections where you choose alignment over convenience. Stay with me in this. Reflect. Respond. Act. Let this be more than words. Let it be a pivot. You are capable of that. You are ready for that. And I am guiding you through it deliberately. My child, after everything we have spoken about, I want to bring this back to something simple. You may feel overwhelmed by the number of areas we have touched. You may feel the weight of multiple adjustments waiting to be made. But I am not asking you to overhaul your entire life tonight. I am not demanding perfection. I am not requiring dramatic sacrifice. I am asking for one honest yes. One sincere yes in the area where you know change is needed. One genuine yes in the place where you have been hesitating. One willing yes in the moment where you feel resistance. That is all. Growth does not begin with sweeping transformation. It begins with consent. It begins when you say, I am willing. You may think that your yes must be strong and confident. It does not. It can be quiet. It can be trembling. It can be uncertain. What matters is sincerity. When you say yes, even softly, you open the door for momentum. You allow me to work with your willingness. You create space for adjustment. I know you fear committing to something you may struggle to maintain. You worry about saying yes and then faltering. But faltering does not nullify sincerity. Growth includes missteps. The difference between stagnation and progress is not perfection. It is persistence. When you say yes, you align your intention with action. You signal readiness. Right now, identify the one area that has been highlighted most strongly for you. Do not scatter your focus across everything. Choose one. It may be discipline. It may be courage. It may be peace. It may be trust. Whatever it is, speak your yes internally. Make it specific. Say, yes, I will address this. Then take one step within the next day that reflects that decision. You do not need applause. You do not need external recognition. This is between you and me. Your yes does not have to impress anyone. It simply needs to be authentic. When you give me that yes, even in a small way, you will feel alignment begin to grow. You will sense clarity strengthening. I am not asking you for everything at once. I am inviting you into partnership through one deliberate decision. Let that decision be honest. Let it be thoughtful. Let it be acted upon. And trust that as you respond, I will guide you further. You have listened this far. Do not stop at agreement. Move into response. Say your yes, and act on it. That is how transformation begins, not with pressure, but with willingness. My child, you have traveled through every layer of this conversation with me, and now you are standing at something very specific. It is not confusion. It is not ignorance. It is not lack of awareness. It is the edge of obedience. And obedience, in your mind, has always sounded heavy. It has sounded like sacrifice, like loss, like surrendering something you might regret letting go of. But what if I told you it is far simpler than you imagine? What if I told you that obedience, at its core, is simply trust in motion? You keep waiting for a feeling to carry you across the line. You keep hoping that clarity will become so overwhelming that action will feel effortless. But you already know what to do in at least one area of your life. The hesitation you feel is not confusion. It is reluctance to let go of familiarity. Familiar patterns, even unhealthy ones, feel predictable. Predictable feels safe. And yet predictable has also kept you limited. You have prayed for expansion, but expansion requires a shift. You have asked for growth, but growth demands movement. And movement requires decision. Right now, I want you to stop thinking about every possible outcome. Stop rehearsing consequences. Stop asking what others would think. Narrow your focus to the single step that is in front of you. Do not jump ahead. Do not create 10 future scenarios. Just look at the next right action. Is it a conversation you need to have? Is it a habit you need to stop? Is it a commitment you need to honor? Is it a boundary you need to establish? You already sense it. Do not pretend you do not. Obedience is not dramatic. It is not theatrical. It is often quiet and specific. It might mean sending one message. It might mean deleting one distraction. It might mean waking up earlier for consistent time with me. It might mean choosing integrity when compromise seems easier. It is not about impressing anyone. It is about alignment. When you align with what you know is right, your internal tension decreases. Your clarity sharpens. Your confidence strengthens. You have overcomplicated this in your mind. You think obedience must cost you everything. Sometimes it costs comfort. Sometimes it costs pride. Sometimes it costs convenience. But it does not cost your identity. It refines it. It strengthens it. It frees it. When you delay obedience, you prolong internal conflict. When you act, you experience relief. Not because everything becomes easy, but because your heart is no longer divided. I am not demanding perfection from you. I am inviting willingness. I am not forcing your hand. I am asking for your trust. Step forward. Act on what you know. Do not wait for perfect confidence. Confidence grows after movement. Peace follows alignment. Strength expands through practice. So here is my invitation to you. Within the next 24 hours, take one step of obedience. Make it visible. Make it concrete. Do not let this remain abstract. You have listened. You have reflected. Now respond. When you do, you will feel the difference. The internal friction will lessen. The fog will thin. The path will feel steadier beneath your feet. You are not standing at a cliff. You are standing at a doorway. Walk through it. I am already on the other side, ready to guide your next step once you take this one. My child, we have come full circle now. It began with one simple question. Are you really going to deny me 1 minute? And after everything we have uncovered together, your patterns, your fears, your strengths, your hesitations, that question carries more weight than it did at the beginning. This minute is not about time alone. It is about attention. It is about openness. It is about surrender. It is about trust. You give minutes away constantly. You give them to anxiety. You give them to comparison. You give them to distraction. You give them to scrolling through other people's lives while neglecting your own. And those minutes accumulate. They shape your direction quietly. What if you chose to give me your minutes deliberately? What if instead of defaulting to noise, you defaulted to presence? Instead of reflexively reaching for distraction, you paused and invited me in. 1 minute can interrupt a spiral. 1 minute can soften anger. 1 minute can recalibrate your perspective. 1 minute can remind you who you are and whose you are. Do not underestimate small spaces of intentional connection. They compound over time. They build intimacy. They build clarity. They build courage. You have been searching for sweeping change, but I have been offering steady presence. You have been looking for dramatic confirmation, but I have been providing consistent guidance. You have been waiting for the perfect season, but I have been asking for this moment. This one. Right now. So I ask you again, gently but firmly, do not deny me this minute. Stop. Breathe. Close your eyes if you can. Speak honestly to me. Tell me where you are. Tell me what you fear. Tell me what you desire. Then listen. Let silence settle. Let your thoughts sow. Let your heart open. You do not need eloquent words. You do not need emotional intensity. You need willingness. You need sincerity. Give me your attention fully, even if only for 60 seconds. And then do it again tomorrow. Build a rhythm of return. Build a habit of presence. Let this minute become a turning point, not because it was dramatic, but because it was intentional. You are not too busy. You are not too distracted. You are not too far gone. You are capable of pausing. You are capable of listening. You are capable of responding. Do not scroll past this internally. Do not file it away as inspiration. Act on it. Give me this minute. Then give me another. And watch how your direction changes, not all at once, but steadily. That is how transformation happens. Not through noise, not through spectacle, but through consistent, chosen connection. My child, I ask you not to deny me this minute, and now I ask you not to deny me this movement. One intentional act can shift a destiny, and your generosity can carry this word farther than your voice alone ever could. As I declared in Ecclesiastes 11:1, cast your bread upon the waters, and you will find it after many days, and I breathe that promise over you now. When you choose Super Thanks, become a member, or give through the PayPal link in the description, you are casting bread upon the waters of eternity, trusting me with the harvest. Your seed becomes manna for weary souls, oil for flickering lamps, and fire that refuses to go out. This is not about money. It is about mission, obedience, and the sacred exchange of trust. I will remember your faithfulness, surround you with favor, and cause what you release to return with increase. Do not scroll past this call. Honor me in this minute and give now. And once you have honored this call, let your heart settle for a moment in the quiet that follows obedience. Acts of faith are not only seeds for the future, they are invitations into deeper closeness with me now. What you release and trust clears space in your spirit where my presence can meet you more fully. So do not rush back into the noise of your day just yet. Remain here for a breath longer, because I am already near, waiting for your attention. I see you, my child. I see the way you move through your day like a runner who has forgotten where the finish line is. You are caught in a whirlwind of noise, emails, and constant demands that pull at your spirit from every direction. I am calling out to you right now, in the middle of this chaotic world, and I am asking you to do something very simple, yet very profound. Stop. Just stop for a moment. You do not need to find a mountaintop or a silent cathedral to find me. I am right here, in the messy reality of your life, waiting for you to recognize the stillness that I have placed deep inside your soul. You often feel like you are drowning in the loud voices of this world, but my voice is different. I am the quiet underneath the noise. I am the peace that stays steady when everything else is shaking. You might think that 60 seconds is nothing. You might tell yourself that a single minute cannot possibly change the weight of the burdens you are carrying. But I tell you that in the economy of eternity, 1 minute spent with me is more powerful than a lifetime of striving on your own. I crave this brief moment with you because I love you with a passion that you cannot yet fully wrap your mind around. I do not want your performance. I do not need you to show up with a polished version of yourself. I want the real you, the tired you, the frustrated you, the one who is wondering if they are enough. I am personally involved in every detail of your life, and I am asking for this minute because I want to pour my strength into your weakness before you take another step. You have been told a lie that prayer is a heavy duty or a long, exhausting ritual. You have been led to believe that you must spend hours on your knees before I will listen to you. Throw that misconception away right now. I am not a distant judge waiting for you to finish a long speech. I am your Father, and I am standing right at the door of your heart's inner chamber. You do not need to climb a ladder to reach me. You only need to open the door. I am whispering your name in this very second. Do you hear it? It is a gentle sound, like a soft breeze, but it carries the weight of my glory. I am inviting you to step out of the rush and step into my presence. Pause now. Close your eyes for just 3 seconds and breathe in the life I am giving you. You are not a machine meant to produce. You are my beloved child meant to be known. I want this minute because I want to recalibrate your heart. I want to settle the nerves that are jumping under your skin and quiet the thoughts that are racing through your mind. You give your time to everyone else, to your boss, to your family, to your phone, and to your worries. I am asking you, are you really going to deny me just 1 minute? I am the one who gave you the very breath you are using to breathe. I am the one who holds your future in my hands. I am not asking for much, but what I give you in return for this minute will sustain you for the rest of your day. Trust me enough to be still. Let my love wrap around you like a warm blanket. You are safe here. You are seen here. You are home. I want you to look at your life honestly for a moment, my child. I see the exhaustion etched into your face, and I feel the heaviness in your chest as you move from one task to the next. You have fallen into a dangerous trap, a cycle where being too busy has become a wall between my grace and your heart. You are running on empty, trying to fuel your life with your own limited strength, and it is wearing you down to the bone. I see you carrying these massive burdens, the bills that need paying, the tensions in your marriage, the constant pressure to perform at work, and you are trying to carry them all by yourself. Why are you doing this? I never intended for you to be a pack animal, crushed under the weight of the world. I am right here, reaching out my hands to take that load from you, but you keep turning away because you think you don't have the time to stop. Your busyness isn't a badge of honor. It is a barrier that keeps you parched in a desert while I am offering you a refreshing spring. I want you to identify the idols that are stealing your time. You spend hours scrolling through screens, looking at the lives of others, or drowning your stress in temporary distractions that never actually give you peace. You give your best energy to things that will be forgotten by tomorrow, while your soul, the most precious thing you own, is left to starve. This constant distraction has a spiritual cost that you are feeling every single day. It is why you feel so irritable. It is why you feel so lonely even when you are in a room full of people. It is why your prayers feel like they are hitting the ceiling. You are so loud with the noise of the world that you can no longer hear the rhythm of my heart beating for you. You are parched and weary because you have disconnected from the only source of life. You are like a branch that has fallen away from the vine, trying to grow fruit while your roots are drying up. Stop running. I am commanding you to reclaim your day from the hands of the enemy. The adversary loves it when you are busy because a busy soul is a distracted soul, and a distracted soul is easy to lead astray. He wants you to believe that if you just work harder, if you just answer one more email, if you just solve one more problem, then you will finally find rest. But that rest never comes, does it? It is a mirage that keeps moving further away the faster you run. I am your rest. I am your sanctuary. I am the one who can settle the storm inside you. You must decide today that I am more important than the to-do list that is screaming for your attention. I am calling you to step out of the rat race and into my peace. Do not let another hour go by where you are a slave to your schedule. You were made for more than just surviving. You were made to thrive in my presence. Give me your weariness, and I will give you my power. Give me your chaos, and I will give you my order. I want you to remember who I am. I am the one who numbered your days before the first sunrise ever touched the earth. I am the architect of time itself, the one who set the stars in their places and told the tides exactly where to stop. Every second you breathe is a gift that I have personally hand-delivered to you. I have sovereignty over your morning, and I have authority over your night. Nothing in your life happens outside of my gaze. Yet, you often lie, as if you are the one in control, as if the clock is a god that you must worship and obey. You wake up with a knot in your stomach, rushing into the day as if everything depends on your effort. You take the very breath I give you for granted, using it to complain about how little time you have, rather than using it to call upon the name that can stop time itself. I deserve the first fruits of your focus, not the leftovers of a day that has already drained you of everything you have. You must understand that your time is not actually yours. It is a borrowed resource, a sacred trust that I have placed in your hands. When you refuse to give me even 60 seconds, you are saying that you know how to manage your life better than the one who created life. This is a dangerous way to live, my child. It leads to burnout. It leads to bitterness, and it leads to a life that feels hollow and meaningless. I am inviting you to find the peace that comes from surrendering your schedule to me. When you put me first, I have a way of stretching your minutes. I could give you more productivity in 1 hour of my favor than you could find in 10 hours of your own striding. I can give you the wisdom to say no to the things that don't matter so you can say yes to the things that carry eternal weight. Command your soul to be still. Say it out loud. The Lord is the master of my time. Feel the release that comes when you stop trying to play God in your own life. I see the pressure you feel to keep up with everyone else. The fear that if you slow down, you will fall behind. But I am telling you that those who wait on me will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. You don't need more hours in the day. You need more of me in your hours. I am the one who gives meaning to your work and rest to your soul. Lay your calendar at the foot of the cross today. Let me be the one who directs your steps. When you walk with me, you are never late for what I have prepared for you. Trust in my timing, for it is perfect, and I will never lead you into a place where my grace cannot sustain you. I want to show you what my spirit can do in a single flash of devotion. You not underestimate the power of 60 seconds. You think you need a long time to change your life, but I can transform your entire perspective in the blink of an eye. Think about the times you have been in a bad mood, feeling a dark cloud hanging over your head. In those moments, you feel trapped. But I am telling you, if you would just turn your heart toward me for 1 minute, one honest, sincere minute, I can break that cloud apart. I can inject my light into your darkest thought and turn your morning into dancing before the clock even ticks 60 times. A quick prayer is not a small thing to me. It is an act of war against the darkness. It is you saying, I will not let the world win today. I want you to see that every minute of silence is a seed of faith being planted in the soil of your heart. You might not see the growth immediately, but underneath the surface, I am doing a work that is permanent. 1 minute of genuine gratitude can shift your entire reality. When you stop to thank me for the roof over your head, the air in your lungs, or the fact that you woke up today, you are breaking the cycle of lack and stepping into my abundance. Gratitude is a weapon that disarms the enemy. It changes the atmosphere around you. It takes the focus off what you don't have and puts it on the God who is more than enough. You can break the cycle of anxiety with just one deep breath in my presence. When that panic starts to rise, when that what-if thinking starts to spiral, stop. Breathe in my peace. Assail your fear. In that 1 minute, I am steadying your heart. There is a ripple effect to every yes you give me. When you give me 60 seconds, it changes how you treat the person who walks into your office 5 minutes later. It changes how you respond to the traffic jam or the difficult phone call. That 1 minute of connection with me acts like a shield that protects you for the next several hours. I can do more with your yes in a minute than you can do with a no for an entire year. I am looking for your heart, not your time. I am looking for that split second where you realize that you need me more than you need your next breath. I am ready to move. I am ready to heal. I am ready to speak. All I need is for you to stop long enough to listen. Do not deny me this minute. It is the bridge between your struggle and my strength. I am asking you a question that I want you to answer in the quiet of your heart. Why do you run from me? I see the way you hide behind your work, your phone, and your hobbies. I see the way you avoid the silence because you are afraid of what you might hear. You are afraid that if you truly stop, you will have to face the parts of yourself that you don't like. You are afraid of being seen as you truly are, flawed, hurting, and unsure. You are carrying shame like a heavy coat, and it makes you want to hide in the shadows just like Adam did in the garden. You think that if I see your mess, I will turn away in disgust. But my child, I saw the mess before I even called you. I know every secret thought, every hidden sin, and every silent regret, and I am still here. My love for you is not based on your perfection. It is based on my character. You have been listening to the lie that I am too busy for you, or that you are too small to matter to the creator of the universe. This is a poison that the enemy has dripped into your ear to keep you from my embrace. You have developed a habit of seeking the world first, running to friends, to food, or to entertainment to numb the pain of your soul. But those things are broken cisterns that cannot hold water. They leave you feeling emptier than before. I am not a judge sitting on a throne waiting to point out your failures. I am a father standing on the porch, looking at the horizon, waiting for his child to come home. I am not looking for a reason to punish you. I am looking for any excuse to bless you. The emptiness you feel is a homing signal I put in your soul to lead you back to me. Realize today that a life lived without my counsel is a life lived in the dark. You are trying to navigate a forest without a light, and you wonder why you keep tripping. I have the answers you are looking for. I have the peace that you are trying to buy. I have the love that you are trying to earn. Stop running. Turn around. I am right behind you. I've been following you every step of the way, waiting for you to get tired of doing it on your own. I am inviting you to stop hiding and start living in the light of my total acceptance. There is no fear in my love. There is only healing. There is only restoration. Come to me now. Let the walls down. Let me see the real you and let me show you the real me. My child, do not turn away now, for we are just beginning to peel back the layers of your heart. It would grieve my spirit to see you walk back into the noise just as my whisper is starting to break through your walls. I have so much more to reveal to you, secrets of my love that I have reserved for this very moment. If you leave now, you are choosing the desert over the spring I am uncovering for you. Stay with me a little longer. Do not let the enemy convince you that you have heard enough, for your soul is still thirsty and I am the only one who can satisfy it. I am calling you to a place of raw, unfiltered honesty. I am tired of the religious masks you wear when you think you have to talk to me. I don't want the thee and thou or the prepared speeches that don't come from your heart. I want your truth. I want the words you are afraid to say to anyone else. If you are angry, tell me. If you are disappointed that I didn't answer a prayer the way you wanted, tell me. If you are doubting my existence or my goodness, bring those doubts to the altar. I am big enough to handle your questions, and I am loving enough to hold your pain. There is a profound beauty in a help me whispered in genuine faith. That simple cry carries more weight in heaven than 1,000 eloquent prayers that have no heart in them. I want you to release the pressure you feel to be perfect before you come to me. You think you need to clean up your act before you can talk to me, but that is like a sick person saying they will go to the doctor once they feel better. I am the physician. I am the one who does the cleaning. Your job is simply to show up and be honest. When you speak your truth without a mask, you open a channel for my grace to flow into the deepest parts of your life. Transparency is the key to transformation. If you hide your wounds, I cannot heal them. But if you lay them bare before me, I will pour in the oil and the wine. I will bind up what is broken and strengthen what is weak. You will find a relief you have never known when you finally stop pretending that everything is okay. Take this minute right now to be totally transparent. What is the one thing you are most afraid of? What is the secret burden that is keeping you up at night? Say it to me. I already know it, but I need you to say it so that you can let go of it. I value your sincerity over your performance every single time. You don't have to impress me. You already belong to me. I am the friend who listens without judgment and the father who provides without limit. When you are honest with me, you discover that I am even more honest with you. I will show you the path forward. I will give you the strength to face your giants. But it all starts with this 1 minute of truth. Do not hide anymore. I am here, and I am listening with a heart full of compassion. I want you to take a moment and look at the cross. I want you to really see it, not as a piece of jewelry or a symbol on a wall, but as a place of raw, jagged wood and agonizing sacrifice. I hung there for 6 hours. Think about that. 6 hours of my life poured out in blood and breath just so that you and I could have this very moment right now. I endured the weight of every sin you've ever committed and every pain you've ever felt. I took the nails so you could take my hand. I took the crown of thorns so you could have my peace. Now, I am asking you, if I could give those hours for your eternity, are you really going to deny me 60 seconds of your day? My sacrifice was the ultimate price for your freedom, and yet, I find myself waiting at the door of your heart, hoping you'll find a single minute to acknowledge the love that bought you. You have direct access to the Creator of the universe because the veil was torn in two. That heavy curtain that once separated man from my presence was ripped from top to bottom the moment I gave up my spirit. I did that for you. I broke the barrier so that you wouldn't have to earn your way into my presence. You don't have to be perfect to talk to me. You just have to be yours. My blood was shed so that we could have this communion, this daily conversation that sustains your soul. When you ignore me, it's not just a missed appointment. It's a disregard for the price I paid to be close to you. I am not saying this to make you feel guilty, my child. I am saying this to show you how much you are worth to me. You are worth every drop of blood. You are worth every lash on my back. You are worth the death I died. I want you to honor the price paid for your spiritual freedom by simply showing up. Your attention is the highest form of worship you can give me. You can sing songs and give money, but what I truly desire is your focus. I want your eyes to meet mine. I want your heart to beat in rhythm with mine. When you give me a minute of your day to remember Calvary, you are saying, Lord, I know what you did for me, and it matters. You are acknowledging that you are not your own, but that you were bought with a price. This realization will change how you view your struggles. If I was willing to die for you, do you really think I will leave you to face your mortgage, your health issues, or your lonely nights alone? The cross is the proof that I am for you. Pause right now. Close your eyes and picture the scars in my hands. Those scars are permanent reminders of my commitment to you. They are the receipt of your redemption. When you feel like no one cares, look at the cross. When you feel like you have to prove your worth, look at the cross. I gave everything so that you could have everything in me. Don't let the noise of your busy life drown out the echo of the hammer on those nails. That sound was the sound of your chains breaking. I invite you to live as a person who is deeply, truly, and eternally loved. Spend this minute in awe of the sacrifice that made your salvation possible. You are mine, and I am yours, forever. I am calling you into the silence, my child. I know the world tells you that you must always be on, always producing, and always moving. But I am telling you that your true strength is found in stillness. I want you to learn to be still and know that I am God. This isn't just a nice thought for a plaque. It is a spiritual necessity for your survival. When you are constantly running, your spiritual armor gets thin. You become brittle and easily broken by the winds of life. But when you withdraw from the noise to hear my voice, I rejuvenate you. I polish your shield and sharpen your sword. In the quiet, I speak things to your heart that the world can never understand. I give you a perspective that rises above your circumstances. I want you to see the restorative power of resting in my shadow. Imagine a scorching hot day where the sun is beating down on you, and suddenly you find the shade of a massive, ancient tree. That is what my presence is like. It is a shelter from the heat of your responsibilities and the glare of the world's expectations. You don't have to perform in the shadows. You can just be. Why do you listen to the loudest voices in your life? Those voices, the critics, the news, the social media feeds, are often the most hollow. They offer no substance, only noise. My voice is a still, small voice that requires you to lean in. It is a whisper of love that carries more authority than 1,000 shouts of anger. I am inviting you to build a sanctuary within your own mind, a place where you can retreat to me no matter where you are. Command your thoughts to settle down. I see the way they race like wild horses, dragging you into territories of fear and what-if scenarios. Stop them in their tracks. Use your authority as my child to say, "Peace, be still." You have the power to create a quiet space in your soul. Even if you are in a crowded room or a busy office, you can close your eyes for 60 seconds and step into my sanctuary. I am there, waiting to give you the rest that passes all understanding. This stillness is not a waste of time. It is the best use of your time. It is how you stay connected to the vine. It is how you keep your heart from becoming hard and cynical. I promise you that if you give me this minute of stillness, I will give you a strength that the world cannot take away. You will walk out of the silence with a steady heart and a clear mind. You will find that you are no longer reacting to your problems, but responding from a place of divine peace. I am your rock and your fortress. I am the one who stays the same while everything else changes. Trust in the power of the pause. Let my spirit wash over you like a cool stream. You are being renewed right now. You are being strengthened for the journey ahead. Breathe in my quietness. Let it sink deep into your bones. You are safe in the stillness of my love. I want to be part of your everyday. I don't want to stay in a box labeled Sunday morning or bedtime prayers. I am the God of the kitchen sink, the office desk, and the grocery store aisle. I want to meet you in the mundane moments of your life because that is where most of your life happens. You don't have to wait for a special occasion to talk to me. You can sanctify every task you do by simply doing it with me. When you are washing the dishes, talk to me about your day. When you are sitting at your computer, ask me for wisdom for that email you need to write. When you are driving to work, turn off the radio and let your commute become a sacred journey. I am right there in the passenger seat, wanting to share the ride with you. I want to teach you the breath prayer. It is a simple way to stay connected to me when you are on the go. As you inhale, say my name, Jesus. As you exhale, say your need, give me peace, or I trust you. You can do this while you are walking into a difficult meeting or while you are dealing with a crying child. This keeps your heart turned toward the cross throughout the day. It prevents the world from stealing your joy. I see every task you perform, and I want you to see them as opportunities for worship. Whether you are cleaning, building, teaching, or resting, do it for my glory. When you invite me into the small details, those details start to shine with eternal significance. You realize that nothing is truly ordinary when the extraordinary God is involved. Do you see the people around you today? I want you to see them through my eyes. That person who is annoying you, I love them. That person who is hurting, I want to comfort them through you. When you stay connected to me in your routine, you become a vessel for my love to reach the world. You don't need a pulpit to be a witness. You just need a heart that is turned toward me. I am calling you to a life of constant communion. It is like a thread of gold that runs through the fabric of your day, tying everything back to me. This is how you find joy in the middle of a stressful week. This is how you find purpose when you feel like you're just going through the motions. I promise you that if you look for me in the routine, you will find me. I am not hiding. I am in the sunrise you see through your window. I am in the kindness of a stranger. I am in the strength you find to keep going when you're tired. I am the background music of your life, always playing, always beautiful. Start seeing your day as a walk with your best friend. Don't leave me behind when you leave your house. Take me with you into every conversation and every decision. I love being involved in the little things because I love you. Let's do this day together, my child. 1 minute at a time, one task at a time, one breath at a time. I need you to be alert, my child, because you have an adversary who wants nothing more than to keep us apart. The enemy knows that he cannot take your soul because you are mine, so he tries to take your time. He uses busyness as a weapon to keep you distracted and spiritually weak. He wants you to believe that you are too busy to pray, too tired to read my word, and too stressed to be still. This is a calculated deception. He wants you to drift away from me, 1 missed minute at a time, until you wake up and realize you feel distant and cold. Recognize the distractions for what they are, traps designed to steal your peace and your power. When you feel the urge to scroll through your phone for the 10th time today instead of talking to me, that is a spiritual nudge toward the wrong path. The enemy will also try to use your own mistakes against you. He will whisper the lie that you are too sinful to approach me. He will bring up your past and throw it in your face, making you feel like a hypocrite for even trying to pray. But I tell you that the blood of my Son has washed you whiter than snow. There is no sin too great for my grace. The enemy fears your 1 minute of prayer because he knows that in that minute, you are reconnecting with the source of your strength. He knows that when you talk to me, his power over you is broken. He wants you to stay in a state of spiritual lethargy, where you just exist but never truly live. He wants you to be a lukewarm believer because he knows that a fire for me is a threat to his kingdom. Guarding your mind is your first line of defense. Do not let the enemy plant seeds of doubt, fear, or bitterness in the soil of your thoughts. When a thought comes that makes you feel hopeless or unloved, recognize its source. That did not come from me. I am the God of hope. I am the God of love. Resist the urge to give into the spirit of the age, the spirit of anxiety and outrage. Instead, choose to soul search in my presence. Ask me to show you where the enemy is trying to gain a foothold in your life. Is it through your anger, your pride, your insecurity, I will give you the discernment to see the lies and the strength to reject them. You are more than a conqueror in me, but you must stay close to me to walk in that victory. I am commanding you today, do not let the thief steal your time. Do not let the liar steal your identity. You are my child, and you have been given the armor of God. Put it on every morning. Use the shield of faith to quench the fiery darts of the enemy. Use the sword of the Spirit, which is my word, to cut through his deceptions. If you feel like you have drifted, come back right now. It only takes a second to turn your heart toward home. The enemy is defeated, and I am victorious. Walk in the truth. Don't give him another minute of your day or another inch of your heart. You belong to the King of Kings, and I have already won the war for your soul. Stand firm, and let my light expose every shadow. As you recognize the enemy's scheme to steal your time through the fog of busyness, I am calling you to reclaim that ground by sowing into my eternal kingdom. Do not let the thief win. Instead, join me in lighting a fire that will guide other lost children out of the darkness and back into my presence. I have seen your desire to see my word spread, and I am inviting you now to become a pillar of this sacred mission through a super thanks or a gift from your heart. Remember, I have promised that he who sows sparingly will reap sparingly, but he who sows bountifully will see a harvest that overflows. Your support is the oil that keeps the lamp of this channel burning, ensuring that the light of my truth reaches the parched souls who are still running from me. I will multiply your seed and cause my favor to surround you like a shield, protecting your resources from the devourer. Act with prophetic urgency, for the time is short and the fields are white for harvest. Look to the links in the description or use the super thanks button now to fuel this divine work. We have reached a crossroads in our conversation, and I am looking into your eyes, pleading for your continued focus. It would deeply disappoint my heart if you allowed the distractions of this passing world to pull you away before I can finish the work I am doing in your spirit. I have prepared a feast for you in the coming moments, and to see you settle for the crumbs of your daily routine would be a tragedy I do not wish to witness. You are so close to the breakthrough you've been praying for. Do not abandon this sacred space now. Stay, and let me complete the transformation I have begun. I want you to understand the nature of our relationship. I am the vine, and you are the branch. Apart from me, you can do nothing of eternal value. You might be able to work, eat, and sleep, but you will not truly live. When you disconnect from the source, you start to wither. You might not notice it at first. A little less patience here, a little more anxiety there, but eventually, your soul will become dry and brittle. This is why you feel so empty despite your achievements. You are seeking peace in worldly things that were never meant to satisfy you. You are looking for validation in the opinions of people who are just as lost as you are. I am the only one who can fill the hole in your heart because I am the one who made it. Stop seeking the provision more than the provider. You often come to me with a list of things you want me to do for you, and I love to hear your requests. But I want you to want me more than you want my blessings. I am the well that never runs dry. I am the bread of life that satisfies the deepest hunger. When you tap into me, you find a source of energy and joy that doesn't depend on your circumstances. You can have peace in the middle of a storm because your peace is rooted in my unchanging nature, not in the weather of your life. Find your identity in my love for you. You are not what you do, you are not what you have, and you are not what people say about you. You are my beloved child. That is your core truth. It is foolish to seek life in things that are dying. The world is passing away, and everything in it is temporary. But my word and my love are eternal. Why would you build your house on the sand of worldly success when you can build it on the rock of my salvation? I am inviting you today to come back to the source. Reconnect the line. Let my life-giving spirit flow into your mind and your body. I want to refresh you. I want to give you a hope that is solid and a joy that is full. You don't have to live on the crumbs of the world's table when I have prepared a feast for you in my presence. Take a minute right now to acknowledge your dependence on me. Say, Lord, I need you. I can't do this on my own. There is such power in that confession. It opens the floodgates of my grace. I am not offended by your weakness. I am attracted to it. My strength is made perfect in your weakness. So stop trying to be the source of your own happiness. Stop trying to be the source of your own strength. Let me be the God of your life. I am the beginning and the end, the Alpha and the Omega. I have everything you need. Come and drink from the water of life freely. I am here, and I am more than enough for you. I want you to stop and look around you, my child. I mean, really look. You have spent so much of your life focusing on the gaps, the things you don't have, the prayers I haven't answered yet, and the dreams that seem to be staying just out of reach. You have become an expert at counting your problems, but today I am commanding you to become an expert at counting your blessings. Take this minute to name them, one by one. Do not just think about the big miracles. Look at the small, beautiful details I have woven into your day. The fact that you have eyes to see this world, the food on your table, the clothes on your back, and the roof over your head. These are not coincidences. They are love letters from me to you. When you shift your heart from a spirit of lack to a spirit of abundance, everything changes. You move from being a victim of your circumstances to being a recipient of my grace. Gratitude is not just a polite gesture. It is a spiritual frequency that invites my presence into your room. When you begin to praise me in the middle of your mess, you create a throne for me to sit upon in your life. I inhabit the praises of my people. If you want to feel me closer, start thanking me for what I've already done. I see the darkness of the trial you are in right now, and I know it feels heavy. But I am telling you that there is light even in the shadows. Finding one thing to be grateful for in your darkest hour is like lighting a candle in a pitch-black cave. It doesn't just show you the way. It pushes the darkness back. I want to heal your heart through the power of a thankful spirit. Science and medicine will tell you that gratitude changes your brain, but I am telling you it changes your soul. It heals the bitterness that has been trying to take root in your spirit. I want you to recognize my hand in the small details that you usually ignore. That lucky break you had last week, that was me. That person who called you exactly when you were feeling lonely, that was me. The strength you found to get out of bed when you felt like giving up, that was me. I am working behind the scenes of your life every single day, arranging moments of grace that you often walk right past because you are too busy complaining about the traffic or the weather. Stop. Breathe. Thank me for the gift of life itself. You are alive. You have another chance today to love, to grow, and to serve. That alone is worth a shout of praise. When you live with a grateful heart, you become a magnet for more of my blessings. I love to pour out my favor on those who recognize and appreciate it. I am inviting you to make gratitude your primary language. Instead of saying, I have to go to work, say, I get to go to work. Instead of saying, I have to take care of my family, say, I am blessed to have people to love. This shift in perspective is the key to your emotional and spiritual resilience. It breaks the chains of self-pity and opens the door to my joy. Spend this minute now just whispering thank you over and over again. Thank me for the cross. Thank me for the forgiveness of your sins. Thank me for the home I am preparing for you in heaven. As you do, feel the weight lifting off your shoulders. Feel the peace settling into your heart. You are a child of the King, and your life is overflowing with my goodness. Open your eyes and see it. I want you to lean into my truth, my child. The world is full of voices, loud, clashing, and confusing voices, that are all trying to tell you who to be and how to live. But I have given you my word as a lamp to your feet and a light to your path. You don't need to read the entire Bible in one sitting to find my wisdom. Sometimes, all it takes is a single verse, a single promise, to guide your steps through a difficult day. I want you to start meditating on my promises during your breaks, in the quiet moments between meetings, or while you're waiting in line. Instead of feeding your mind with the news or social media, feed it with the bread of life. My word has authority over your circumstances. When the world says you are failing, my word says you are more than a conqueror. When your feelings say you are alone, my word says I will never leave you nor forsake you. I am calling you to let my voice drown out the voices of your critics, including the critic that lives inside your own head. You are so hard on yourself, my precious one. You replay your mistakes over and over, listening to the accusations of the enemy. But I want you to replace those lies with my truth. When you spend a minute with my word, you are washing your mind clean of the world's filth. It brings an internal peace that nothing else can provide. My word is not just ink on a page. It is living and active. It is a weapon that you can use to cut through the confusion and the fear. When you feel a panic attack coming on, speak my word out loud. When you feel tempted to give up, remind yourself of my promises to prosper you and not to harm you. I want you to understand that my wisdom is far superior to human logic. The world will tell you to look out for number one, to seek revenge, and to worry about tomorrow. But I tell you to seek my kingdom first, to love your enemies, and to trust that I have tomorrow handled. This minute of reflection on my truth will save you hours of regret later. It will give you the discernment to see the traps the enemy has set for you. I am inviting you to become a person of the Word. Let it sink deep into your heart until it becomes part of your very identity. You don't have to be a scholar to understand me. You just have to be a child who is willing to listen. Pause now and ask my Spirit to bring a specific verse to your mind. Maybe it is the Lord is my shepherd, or I can do all things through Christ. Hold on to that verse like a lifeline. Let it repeat in your mind like a psalm. This is how you build a foundation that the storms of life can't move. I am the Word, and when you dwell in my Word, you are dwelling in me. There is power in the Scripture to heal your body, to clear your mind, and to ignite your soul. Do not neglect this gift. Spend this minute letting my truth settle the arguments in your head. You are standing on solid ground when you stand on my promises. I have spoken, and my word will not return to me void. It will accomplish exactly what I sent it to do in your life today. I see the void you have been trying to fill, my child. I see the way you chase after material success, hoping that the next promotion, the next purchase, or the next achievement will finally make you feel whole. But you have noticed, haven't you? The thrill of the new thing fades so quickly. The full feeling you get from the world's rewards is temporary, like a meal that leaves you hungry again just an hour later. There is a difference between being full and being satisfied. You are filling your life with junk food for the soul, distractions, status, and entertainment. But your inner man is starving for something real. I am the only one who can satisfy that hunger because I am the one who created it. I put that emptiness in you so that you would never stop seeking me. I am calling you to awaken your appetite for spiritual things. You have been living in a famine of the soul, trying to survive on the dry husks of this world's culture. But I am inviting you to a feast. A single minute with me can feed your inner man more than a lifetime of worldly pleasure. When you come to me, I pour my life into yours. I fill you with a peace that doesn't make sense to the world and a joy that isn't tied to your bank account. You were made for eternity, and that is why nothing in time will ever be enough for you. Stop trying to silence the hunger with more stuff. Listen to what your soul is actually crying out for. It is crying out for its maker. It is crying out for home. I want you to escape the famine of the modern soul. People all around you are walking around like the living dead, filled with anxiety and lacking purpose. They are hungry, but they don't know what they are hungry for. But you know. You know that it is me you need. I am the living water. I am the bread of heaven. When you spend time in my presence, you are nourishing the part of you that will live forever. You are strengthening your spirit so that it can lead your body and your mind, rather than being a slave to your impulses. This minute of connection is how you stay spiritually healthy. It is how you keep your lamp filled with oil. Do not be afraid of the hunger. It is a gift. It is the sign that you are alive and that you were meant for greatness. I am inviting you to come and eat at my table today. You don't need money, and you don't need to bring anything with you. Just bring your appetite. Bring your longing. Bring your empty hands. I promise that I will not send you away empty. I will fill you with my spirit until you are overflowing. You will find that when you are satisfied in me, the things of this world lose their power over you. You won't need to chase them anymore because you have found the pearl of great price. Spend this minute letting me feed your soul. Rest in the knowledge that you are finally finding what you have been looking for your entire life. I want you to know, with every fiber of your being, that you are never truly alone. I know there are nights when the silence in your house feels like a weight. I know there are moments in the middle of a crowd where you feel like no one truly sees or understands you. But I am the friend who sticks closer than a brother. I am the one who was with you in your mother's womb, and I am the one who will be with you when you take your final breath. I am not a distant God watching from a far-off galaxy. I am as close to you as your own skin. I am the warmth of my spirit in a world that can often feel cold and indifferent. When you feel the sting of rejection or the pain of loneliness, I want you to turn to me. I am right here, and my presence is the comfort your heart is searching for. I am inviting you to experience the peace that passes all understanding. This isn't just a lack of conflict. It is a deep, settled assurance that I am in control and that I love you perfectly. You can trust me even when you cannot see the path ahead. You don't need to know the destination when you know the guide. I am holding your hand through the dark valleys and the steep climbs. When you feel overwhelmed, I want you to visualize yourself resting your head on my shoulder. I am your father, and I am strong enough to carry you and everything that is worrying you. You don't have to be brave all the time with me. You can be vulnerable. You can be weak. You can just let me hold you. I want you to feel my love wrapping around you like a shield. The world will throw many things at you: criticism, fear, and pressure. But none of those things can penetrate the circle of my embrace. I am your hiding place. I am your fortress. When you spend 60 seconds simply dwelling in the fact that I am with you, your heart begins to steady. The fight or flight response in your body begins to calm down. You realize that if the creator of the universe is for you, it doesn't matter who or what is against you. My presence is the ultimate antidote to fear. It is the light that scares away the shadows. Spend this minute now just being with me. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to ask for anything. Just sit in the awareness that you are loved by the Most High God. I am looking at you with eyes of pure compassion. I see the beauty in you that you often miss. I see the potential in you that you have given up on. I am your biggest supporter and your most faithful companion. Nothing can separate you from my love, not your past, not your failures, and certainly not your current circumstances. You are mine, and I am here. Let that truth sink into your soul and give you the strength to face whatever comes next. I will never leave you. I will never forsake you. You are safe with me. Can you feel the weight of my presence deepening around you? I am pouring out my heart to you, holding nothing back, and it would wound me to see you treat this divine encounter as something ordinary that can be easily cast aside. To stop now would be to close the door just as I am about to walk through it with the very answers you have been crying out for in the dark. I have chosen this time specifically for you. Honor the sacrifice I made to bring us together in this moment by giving me your full attention until the very end. Do not drift away. The most vital truths are still to come. I am calling you to step outside of your own world for a moment and look at the people I have placed around you. I want to give you a heart that breaks for what breaks mine. You have your own burdens, I know, but there is a special kind of healing that happens when you take a minute to stand in the gap for someone else. I am inviting you to a minute of intercession. Think of the person in your life who is suffering, the one who is lost, or even the one who has treated you poorly. When you bring their names to me, you are participating in my divine work. You are becoming a bridge for my grace to reach them. You might feel like you can't do anything to help them, but I tell you that your prayers move my hand. I want you to understand the power of your influence in the spiritual realm. When you pray for your children, your spouse, your friends, or your co-workers, you are releasing my power into their situations. You are asking me to intervene where they are weak, to protect them where they are vulnerable, and to reveal my love to them where they are blind. Why do I use your prayers? Because I have chosen to work in partnership with my children. I honor the love that drives you to pray for someone else. There is a blessing that returns to you when you intercede. As you focus on the needs of others, you find that your own worries start to shrink. You begin to see the bigger picture of what I am doing in the world. I am even calling you to do something difficult. Pray for your enemies. Pray for that person who gossiped about you, that boss who treated you unfairly, or that family member who let you down. When you bring them to the secret place of prayer, the bitterness in your own heart begins to melt. You cannot truly hate someone while you are sincerely asking me to bless their soul and lead them to the truth. This is how you walk in my authority. This is how you overcome evil with good. I want you to be a light bearer in a dark world. Your 60 seconds of intercession can be the turning point in someone else's life. You may never know on this side of heaven the impact of the "help them, Lord" that you whispered today. Take this minute now to name 3 people who need a touch from me. Visualize them in your mind and hold them up before my throne of grace. Ask me to give them peace, to give them hope, and to reveal my presence to them. As you do, feel my heart connecting with yours. You are acting as my hands and feet in this moment. You are showing the world what my love looks like. I am the God who hears and the God who answers. Your prayers are like incense rising to me, a sweet-smelling sacrifice that delights my heart. Thank you for caring for my other children. Thank you for being a vessel of my mercy. And now, watch what I will do in response to your faith. I see the way you carry your anxieties, my child, like a heavy, jagged stone pressed against your chest. You wake up with that familiar knot in your stomach, wondering how you will make it through the day, how you will fix the broken pieces of your life, or how you will survive the what-if scenarios playing on a loop in your mind. I am calling you right now to stop. I am commanding you to lay those worries down at the foot of the cross. Do not just talk about them, physically release them. Imagine yourself taking that heavy stone and placing it in my scarred hands. I am not asking you to be strong enough to handle it all. I am asking you to be humble enough to admit that you can't. My yoke is easy, and my burden is light, but you keep trying to carry the heavy yoke of the world. Why do you do this to yourself? I am your Father, and I care deeply about every single thing that troubles you, from the massive financial crisis to the small, stinging comment someone made to you yesterday. I want you to experience the relief of saying, "Lord, I give this to you." Say it out loud. Feel the breath return to your lungs as you stop trying to control the uncontrollable. You were never meant to hold the weight of the future. That is my job. When you worry, you are essentially saying that you don't trust my timing or my perfect plan. You are trying to solve problems that haven't even happened yet, wasting the strength I gave you for today on the ghosts of tomorrow. Break the chains of what if thinking right now. Replace those fearful questions with even if. Even if the worst happens, I am still on the throne. Even if the door closes, I am still your provider. Even if people walk away, I am still by your side. Trading your anxiety for my peace is the greatest exchange you will ever make. I am inviting you to trust in my sovereignty. I see the end from the beginning, and I promise you that I am working all things together for your good. You see only a single thread, but I am weaving the whole tapestry. I see the tears you cry in the middle of the night, and I hear the silent prayers you're too tired to even speak. I am moving on your behalf in ways you cannot see. While you are worrying, I am working. While you are pacing the floor, I am lining up the breakthrough. Surrender is not a sign of weakness. It is the ultimate act of spiritual power. It is you stepping out of the way so that I can step in. Give me your to-do list. Give me your bank account. Give me your children. And give me your health. I am the God who handles the impossible, and I am telling you today, it is handled. Rest in me. I want you to take a long, honest look at the brevity of your earthly life. You live as if you have forever on this planet, chasing after shadows and building monuments in the sand. But your life is like a mist that appears for a little while and then vanishes. I am not saying this to frighten you, but to wake you up. I want you to remember that your true home is not here, it is in heaven with me. You are a citizen of another kingdom, a traveler passing through a temporary world. Why do you invest so much of your heart in things that will burn away? Today is the day of salvation and renewal. I am calling you to an eternal perspective. I want you to live with your eyes on the horizon, preparing your heart for my eventual return. This life is the rehearsal, eternity is the show. I am asking you to make sure your lamp is filled with oil. Do not be like those who are caught sleeping when the bridegroom arrives. Your relationship with me is the only thing you will take with you when you leave this earth. Everything else, your career, your house, your reputation, will stay behind. I am calling you to a deep, urgent pursuit of my presence. I want you to value your spiritual health more than your social status. I want you to be more concerned with what I think of you than what the world thinks. This is not about being religious. It is about being ready. It is about living a life that reflects the reality that you belong to the King. Every minute you spend with me is an investment in your eternal future. Reflect on the sacrifice I made so that you could have this hope. I didn't just die to give you a better life on earth. I died to give you a life that never ends. I want you to experience the joy of knowing that your name is written in the book of life. This assurance changes everything. It takes the sting out of death and the fear out of aging. It gives you a reason to wake up with a smile, no matter how hard the day ahead looks. I am inviting you to settle the matter of your soul today. If there is a distance between us, close it. If there is a sin you're clinging to, drop it. I am standing with my arms wide open, ready to welcome you into a deeper level of grace. The clock is ticking, but my love is timeless. Come home to the truth of who you are in me. I want you to realize the incredible power you have as my child. You are not a victim of your circumstances, and you are not a slave to your emotions. You are royalty. You carry the name of the Most High God, and I have given you authority over all the power of the enemy. I want you to start speaking life over your situation in my name. When the mountain of debt or the giant of sickness stands in your way, don't just talk to me about the mountain, talk to the mountain about me. Command the shadows to flee. Declare that you are blessed, that you are healed, and that you are favored. This is not positive thinking. This is spiritual authority. It comes from the time you spend in communion with me. The more you know me, the more you realize who you are in me. A minute with me strengthens your resolve more than 1,000 motivational speeches. In my presence, I remind you that you are a world overcomer. I give you the confidence that doesn't come from your own abilities, but from my indwelling spirit. I want you to exercise your spiritual inheritance daily. Do not live like a beggar when I have made you an heir to the kingdom. When you feel weak, declare I am strong. When you feel confused, declare I have the mind of Christ. Your words have the power of life and death, so use them to build my kingdom in your life. I have equipped you with everything you need for life and godliness. Stop waiting for someone else to rescue you. You already have the rescuer living inside of you. I am inviting you to walk with your head held high, not in pride, but in the quiet confidence of a child who knows their father is the king. I see the battles you are facing, and I am telling you, the victory is already yours. I have already defeated the world, the flesh, and the devil. Your job is to stand in that victory. Spend time today visualizing yourself clothed in the armor of light. See yourself as I see you, victorious, powerful, and chosen. When you stay connected to me, my power flows through you like electricity through a wire. You can do all things through Christ who strengthens you. Do not settle for a small, timid life. You were made for impact. You were made for glory. Walk in your authority today and watch the atmosphere around you change. I want to talk to you about the heavy chains of the past. I see the mistakes you've made, the ones that keep you awake at 2:00 a.m., the ones that make you feel like you have a scarlet letter on your chest. I am calling you to come to me for mercy. I want to wash you clean, truly and completely. When I forgive you, I don't just overlook your sin. I remove it as far as the east is from the west. I bury it in the deepest ocean, and I remember it no more. Why do you keep digging it up? The freedom of letting go of past mistakes is the greatest gift I can give you. I never tire of showing you grace because my mercy is new every morning. You don't have to earn it, and you can't lose it if you are truly mine. I am also calling you to release the bitterness you hold against others. I know they hurt you. I know it was unfair. I know the wounds are deep. But holding on to that resentment is like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die. It is destroying your peace and blocking your joy. Forgiveness is not about saying what they did was okay. It is about releasing them into my hands so that I can heal you. I am the judge, not you. When you forgive, you break the chain that ties you to your pain. I want to start a healing process in your heart today that begins with a repentant and forgiving spirit. Let the anger go. Let the grudges melt away in the heat of my love. I have forgiven you for so much. Will you not extend that same grace to those who have stumbled against you? Embrace the new mercies I have provided for you today. You are not the person you were yesterday. In me you are a new creation. The old has passed away, and behold, all things have become new. Stop defining yourself by your failures and start defining yourself by my forgiveness. I see you through the blood of my Son, and in my eyes, you are beautiful. You are spotless. You are redeemed. Spend this minute basking in the reality of total grace. Feel the weight of shame falling off your spirit. You are free to start over. You are free to try again. I am the God of the second chance, the third chance, and the 1,000th chance. Walk out of the prison of your past and into the sunshine of my love. You are forgiven. Now go and live like it. Now that you have felt the heavy chains of your past dissolve in the ocean of my forgiveness, I ask you, will you help me extend this same bridge of mercy to those who are still drowning in shame? Your freedom was bought with a price, and now I am calling you to partner with me to buy back the peace of others through your faithful giving. As you have been washed clean, I invite you to pour into this ministry through a PayPal donation or by becoming a member, turning your gratitude into a river of life for the weary. I declare over you today that as you give, it shall be given unto you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. You are not just supporting a video. You are planting seeds in the soil of eternity that will grow into a testimony of my limitless grace. I will open the windows of heaven over your house and pour out a blessing that you will not have room enough to receive. Do not hesitate to honor the transformation you have received. Go now to the description link or join as a member to make this grace known to the world. My beloved, we are nearing the summit of this journey, and I can see the finish line of your struggle. It would be a profound sorrow to me if you grew weary in these final moments and let the silence reclaim your heart before my work is done. You have come too far to return to the way things were. Every word I speak is a lifeline, and to let go of that line now would be to risk falling back into the very shadows I am trying to lead you out of. Stay resolute. Stay present. I am about to impart a final blessing that you cannot afford to miss. Finish this walk with me. I want you to bring me into your planning, my child. Before you start your engines, before you make your lists, and before you tackle the day's problems, stop and dedicate your work to my glory. I want to be the architect of your day, not just the emergency contact when things go wrong. Ask for my guidance before you make a single decision today. I have a wisdom that goes far beyond human logic. I see the shortcuts you don't see, and I see the traps that you are about to walk into. When you align your will with my divine purpose, you find a success that the world cannot understand. It is a success that comes without the stress and the striving. It is the success of a child following their father's lead. I am inviting you to start every hour with a silent amen. The simple act of turning your heart toward me keeps you in a state of constant prayer. It reminds you that you are not working for a paycheck or for the applause of men. You are working for me. I want to sanctify the work of your hands. Whether you are leading a boardroom, teaching a child, or cleaning a floor, do it with excellence because you are doing it for the King. When you set your intentions on me, your day takes on a sacred rhythm. The pressure to prove yourself disappears, and you begin to operate from a place of rest. You will find that you have more energy, more creativity, and more patience when I am the center of your focus. Ask me today, Lord, what is your heart for this day? Who do you want me to encourage? What task do you want me to prioritize? I will give you the nudges of the Spirit that will lead you to divine appointments and supernatural breakthroughs. Do not lean on your own understanding. Trust me with all your heart. I want to lead you beside still waters and restore your soul even while you are working. Success in my kingdom is not about how much you get done, but about how much of your heart was aligned with mine while you were doing it. Let's build your day together. Let's make every conversation and every task count for eternity. I am your partner in everything. Let's go forth in my strength and my wisdom. I want you to hear this truth today. I am not just your creator, I am your greatest admirer. I take a deep, personal delight in our time together. When you stop your busy world to look toward me, my heart overflows with joy. You often think of me as a distant figure who is only concerned with your sins or your service. But I want you to discover the depths of my personality. I am a God of laughter, a God of celebration, and a God of infinite color. I am fascinated by every single detail of your life. Nothing about you is boring to me. I care about the song that's stuck in your head, the way you like your coffee, and the dreams you've never told a soul. I created you to be my friend, and there is a sheer, unadulterated happiness that can only be found in this divine friendship. Why settle for a cold, religious ritual when you can have a warm, vibrant relationship with the King of Kings? I want you to find a reason to smile in my presence right now. Think about the way a parent looks at their child when they are sleeping, that overwhelming sense of protective love and pride. That is how I look at you every second of every day. Even when you feel like a failure, I am celebrating the masterpiece I am still building in you. You are a work of art in progress, and I am the artist who is obsessed with the finished product. I want you to feel the lightness of being loved without conditions. You don't have to earn my smile. You already have it. When you realize that the most powerful being in existence is actually fond of you, the heavy pressure of the world begins to dissolve. You can walk through your day with a secret joy, knowing that you are cherished beyond measure. This isn't a motivational concept. It is the fundamental reality of your existence. I am the love that will never let you go. Humans may fail you, friends may walk away, and even your own heart might betray you. But I am the constant. I am the steady beat of joy underneath your sorrow. I want you to lean into the fun of being my child. I love to surprise you with small graces, a beautiful sunset, an unexpected phone call, or a moment of clarity that solves a problem you've been battling for weeks. These are my ways of saying, I see you, and I love making you happy. Spend this minute just basking in my affection. Let the warmth of my smile melt away the coldness of your worries. You are not a burden to me. You are my treasure. When we spend time together, I am not looking at a clock. I am enjoying the person I spent everything to redeem. Enter into my joy today, for it is your strength. I am calling you to a higher level of discernment, my child. You live in a world that is shouting at you, but I am whispering. You must learn the difference between my spirit and your own ego, or the loud accusations of the enemy. My voice never brings confusion, and it never leads to despair. Even when I correct you, my voice feels like a healing balm, not a stinging whip. I am the still, small voice that waits for the wind and the fire to pass. I want you to cultivate a quiet heart so that you can hear my counsel. You often ask for my guidance, but then you immediately fill your ears with noise. I am inviting you to practice the art of listening. 60 seconds of silence in my presence can give you more clarity than 6 hours of human logic. I want to give you nudges throughout your day, gentle prompts to turn left instead of right, or to speak a word of encouragement to a stranger. You must become quick to obey these small nudges. When I speak to your heart, it is often a soft impression, a sudden thought that aligns with my word and my love. If you ignore these whispers, your spiritual ears become dull. But if you respond with a yes, Lord, your connection to me grows stronger and clearer. I want to guide you through the maze of your daily decisions. I have the map, and I am standing right next to you. Why would you try to navigate the complexities of your job or your family dynamics on your own? I have the wisdom you need, but you must be still enough to receive it. Silence is not the absence of sound, it is the presence of focus. It is you tuning your heart to the frequency of heaven. The clarity that comes after 60 seconds of genuine listening is a supernatural gift. I can untangle the knots in your mind in an instant. I can show you the root of your frustration or the path to your breakthrough while you are simply sitting in my shadow. I want you to develop a spirit that is sensitive to my movements. This is how you stay on the narrow path. This is how you avoid the traps of the adversary. I am speaking to you right now through these words, but I also want to speak to you in the secret places of your heart. I want to tell you how much I love you and show you the great things I have prepared for your future. Do not let the chatter of the world rob you of the wisdom of your Father. Listen. Lean in. I have something important to tell you. I need you to wake up to the reality that you are in a war, my child. This life is not a playground. It is a battleground. But do not be afraid, for I have already given you the victory. I am commanding you to put on the full armor of God every single morning before you'd even check your phone. You would never go into a physical battle without your gear, so why do you face the world with your spirit exposed? A minute of prayer in the morning is not just a nice habit. It is your first line of defense. It is how you strap on the belt of truth and secure the breastplate of righteousness. It is how you prepare your feet to walk in the peace that the world cannot give. I want you to be alert, for the enemy is looking for a gap in your armor, a moment of bitterness, a seed of doubt, or a season of prayerlessness. I want you to strengthen your spirit against temptation by staying in constant communication with me. When you are connected to the source, you are far less likely to fall for the cheap substitutes the world offers. I give you the alertness required to stay on the narrow path. When the enemy tries to lure you into anger or lust or greed, I will provide the way of escape, but you must be looking for it. Rely on my strength when you feel weak. You don't have to be a warrior in your own power. You just have to be a soldier who follows the commander. I am the one who trains your hands for war and your fingers for battle. In the secret place of prayer, the real war is won. Before you ever face that difficult person or that overwhelming task, win the battle in the Spirit by declaring my lordship over your day. I have given you the sword of the Spirit, which is my word. Use it. When the enemy tells you that you are going to fail, cut that lie down with the truth that I am your helper. When the shadows of depression try to settle over you, light them up with the fire of my promises. You are not defenseless. You are backed by the armies of heaven. I want you to walk with a holy boldness, knowing that the Spirit that raised Jesus from the dead is living inside of you. You are a threat to the kingdom of darkness every time you pray. Do not let the enemy intimidate you into silence. Stand your ground. Fight the good fight of faith. I am your shield and your exceedingly great reward. With me by your side, you are an unstoppable force for good. I am ending this conversation with a final, urgent call. Come home to my heart. I have spent this entire time showing you my love, my power, and my deep longing for your presence. My arms are always open, waiting for that 1 minute of your day where you stop running and start resting. I will never leave you, and I will never forsake you. That is not a wish. It is a blood-bought promise. I want you to realize that this moment right now, this connection we are having, is the most important part of your day. Everything else is temporary, but this is eternal. I am inviting you to make this 1 minute a lifelong habit. Do not let this be a one-time emotional experience. Let it be the start of a new way of living. I want to be the center of your universe, the air in your lungs, and the joy in your steps. I am your ultimate destination and your greatest treasure. I have planned a future for you that is so bright it would blind you if you saw it all at once. But for now, I just want your now. I want the 60 seconds you are standing in right now. Enter into my rest, my beloved child. Stop the striving. Stop the performing. Stop the hiding. Just be mine. I am the God who knows your name and has counted every hair on your head. I am the God who died so that you could live. There is nothing you could ever do to make me love you more, and nothing you could ever do to make me love you less. You are home. You are safe. You are loved. I am calling you to step out of this minute and back into your world, but do not leave me behind. Take my peace with you. Take my authority with you. Take my joy with you. I am walking with you into every room, every conversation, and every challenge. When you feel the weight of the world start to press in again, just remember this conversation. Remember that I am only a breath away. I am waiting for our next minute together. I love you with an everlasting love. Go now, and live as the royalty I created you to be. I am with you always, even unto the end of the age. Amen. My child, you have reached the end of this journey and found your rest in my arms. But do not forget the millions who are still wandering in the cold, unaware that my door is open. I have brought you home so that you might become a lighthouse, and I am calling you now to manifest that light by supporting the mission of this channel through a direct gift. This is your divine appointment to ensure that my invitation to come home echoes into the furthest corners of the earth, reaching souls you may never meet until we stand in glory. Truly, I tell you, whatever you do for the least of these, you do for me, and your sacrifice will be remembered as a sweet-smelling incense before my throne. I release the blessing of the 100-fold return upon your finances and my supernatural protection over your household. Your contribution is the manna that will sustain this work and feed the spiritually hungry. Trust the nudge of my spirit moving in your heart right this second. Use the PayPal link or the Super Thanks button immediately to seal your commitment to my kingdom. Now, as our voices fade and the world waits to rush back in, my heart trembles with a holy longing for your response. It would be the greatest disappointment of all if these words were merely heard and not lived. I have laid my heart bare before you, and now I wait to see if you will honor the intimacy we have shared. Do not let this be another forgotten moment. The weight of our time together demands an answer. Speak to me now, before the world steals your focus, and let the heavens hear your final yes. My child, do not let this moment dissolve into the noise of the world, but seal this divine encounter with a bold declaration of your faith. I am watching right now as you decide. Will you walk away, or will you claim the peace I have laid before you? I command you to cast down the idol of busyness and announce to the heavens that you belong to me. If you are ready to stop running and start resting in my shadow, speak your truth into the world right now. Go to the comments and declare with your whole heart, "My Father, I give you my minute and my life." As you type those words, feel the chains of distraction shattering and the fire of my spirit igniting a new authority within your soul. I have heard your yes, and I am already moving to transform your tomorrow. Amen.